Unbelievable scenes. All right, I've got to get the stream up. I have no idea if we're live or not. I think we're live, aren't we? All right, the game we've picked for tonight is Collingwood Adelaide, and I think I've made the right choice because look at the scores in the other game. It's 25-0. Halfway through the first quarter, Sydney are going to be absolutely dominant this year. It'll be just a breeze of a side to get through. How did Freo fall apart? It's so disappointing. You know, they're sort of wins Freo need to win to make top four and to really solidify themselves as that side that has taken the next step, and they shit the bed like that. It was a good game of footy, don't get me wrong. I got to watch bits and pieces heading back from the footy and before the stream and a couple other little moments, but it was disappointing. I actually stopped watching at half time when Freo were up by 5 or 6 goals, and then in the second half, Geelong stormed over them. Couldn't get their hands on the footy. Freo, I don't think they kicked a goal in the last quarter. You know, all my tips were looking perfect up until that last game as well. So hopefully things change today. I've gone the Pies and I've also gone the Swans. So looking all right. Did you know that was me on the train sitting next to you? Seriously? I know there were like 10 people and I get awkward in those situations. Obviously, I was sitting there like, I didn't really know what to say. I've got like 10 people right near me on the train. I was sort of trying to mind business. So those are your mates, because I swear I heard that your name was mentioned. It kind of makes sense, to be honest, given you're on the same line as me. Bullshit, you were actually there though, because I would have probably said something. I literally there were a lot of you guys though, to be fair. Where the fuck were you? Mate, you've sort of grown up. Were you the guy on the scarf to the right? I met you. I also meant a bunch of people saw me at the footy today. I wasn't really expecting a lot of people to come up and say hello, but still get quite a few. So always a nice feeling. You would have said something if you knew. Yeah. I would have said something. I was probably like, mate, all your mates are probably taking the piss out of me, to be honest, because they were just laughing. I don't know what they were laughing at. Sydney scored another goal. Let's put that game up. Let's put that game up for now. No, well, yeah, it's pretty funny. What are you guys up to now? Are you still with them? Because I like put out my video. I hate when they do that. It's like, what do I say? Okay, they put out my videos and shit. I'm like, all right, cool. You guys probably don't really care, do you? You're just trying to like be all smart and funny. And I just have to play along with it. Nothing else I can do. Yeah, 3 big calls correct. You're right. Nailed the Bulldogs v GWS game. Nailed the Carlton v Richmond game. Nailed at the Essendon. I like how you've dropped the intros, getting straight into it. It's not to say I won't drop them for the future streams. I might bring them back. But I don't think there's like a lot of hype for the live streams. So maybe for like one stream, or if it's a big stream, get a bit of a countdown going. But there's no point in a countdown. I don't think every stream. It's not like I strategically planned to drop the intros. It was more of just, can I be fucked making an intro every stream? Is it even that worth it? Not really. I don't think anyone really bothers with them. Not everyone. Or some people still do. But getting straight into it probably doesn't hurt either. You just got home now. Well, you're spoiled for choice tonight, but I don't know about the other game if it's going to end up being close. Isaac Heaney seems to be dominating in that one. My fantasy's doing a little average today. It's safe to say a little bit average. I'm gonna have a check. I was checking the Bulldogs v GWS game. I know Jack's got 115, I think it was. I wish I had Lockie Ash in my team. I had him last year, but I wasn't really as sold that he'd be backing up with the price. He had a good game, fantasy-wise. English ended up with 121. Relatively happy with that. Errol Goulden already on 26, but everyone has him. So yeah, so far so good. And then Butterick ended up with 87. You'll take that because he's only like 500 odd thousand. What's going on with Brisbane? Mate, they've just got a depleted side, and Sydney right now are in tremendous form. They are literally probably the team to beat right now. I would have to say. I think they're the premiership favourites. I caught the first couple of minutes, and they just streamed through the blocks and were just absolutely electric. It looks like Brisbane are getting a little bit back into the game, getting a little bit more of the footy, but haven't scored a goal yet. I would have been almost certain that they were going to wear their away Guernsey, the Lions, in that game. Thought they normally do wear their away Guernsey against Sydney because they've got not that similar colours, but similar enough to probably warrant the away Guernsey to be worn. You didn't, yeah. Look, it was just a bunch of you, and you clearly look different because I still remember you as that 9-year-old making videos 6 years ago. You'd be, my guess is 15 now. So, mate, I look like the dickhead, even though I didn't do anything. Premiership hangover after 0-2. No, they'll get back to things. I think they got us after the bye, and that's the disappointing thing because they'll want to respond, and I'm sure they'll probably win that game. So we definitely need to. Obviously, we need to beat Melbourne. I think we'll beat Melbourne because most of the time, if you play opening round, you do respond the week after and get a win. Now, albeit those are normally where you are interstate playing and you come back in Victoria for those Victorian sides. We started in Victoria, but we'll still get another chance. I'm not overly confident, but I'm confident enough that we'll win. Yeah, well, obviously I'm going to have to turn off the Swans game when we're watching Collingwood Adelaide. I picked that one just because I think it'll be a little closer, and it'll finish later as well, so we'll get to like sort of have a watch of both games. It'll end up being Collingwood v Adelaide. Do you watch the game or just scores? What's the point of just watching the scores and also streaming at the same time? I'd be providing less than anything. But I obviously won't be showing the game on the stream. We've actually but we could put both of them on at the same time. The Adelaide are rolling out their new away design, which is quite fresh, but I enjoyed as a someone who enjoys creative kits, which is a pretty creative one to be honest. I enjoyed the one that they rolled out with last year. Only lasted by a handful of games. Brisbane aren't the top side favourites this year, I don't think. I don't think they're the premiership favourites anymore. I think Gold Coast have that title now, which is, I think, a little bit early to make that call yet with Gold Coast. Like, I'm not still overly sold they'll be making it deep this year. They've got all the tools to do so. As Sydney put through another one, they've got 6 now. McDonald, I reckon he could be set for a solid year. Hasn't really had a breakout season yet. Don't think he's going to be that A-grade player that maybe he was expected to be. Check the last message on Instagram or just on YouTube. No one likes the streams anymore. Is it because of the social media ban? I doubt it. We only got 8. Bro, we saw J-Tommo sitting 2 rows down from us in every goal in the last quarter. He was running up and down the... Why was he... It must have been something for a video. Was he filming it all? Surely, right? He wasn't just doing it because he had a fucking aneurysm. Running up and down the stairs for every goal. Maybe it's a challenge. He's doing some like big video round one. It wouldn't surprise me, to be honest. He probably has a few things sorted already, more so than myself. I took it easy round one. I just sat in the Giants cheer squad. Had other people I thought were going to go, didn't go. I'm like, well, fuck, I got a couple extra tickets here. I know Marto was there, but he was a little preoccupied for a lot of for the game because he's in the cheer squad and the sort of the leader of the cheer squad. So I'm like, oh, fuck. Nick and Jay, I'll ask if they want to sit there as well. And then I headed back home. Saw you guys on the train, and my sister's got some like, I don't know what the occasion is. I think it's a party, joint party for her and one of her good friends. They're still downstairs, but I don't really know many of the people, and I'm just not very great at social interactions with people that I don't really know and I don't relate to that much. And even though a lot of them knew who I was through my sister, man, it was bloody fucking awkward as shit. So that's what I've got to get better at, like just casual conversations and all that. I'm like, oh damn, I don't want to say the wrong thing and sound like an idiot, but I overthink it. So they're downstairs. They probably are maybe going to come upstairs because they know I'm streaming here. So it's like, let's hope this stream doesn't flop so I don't think I'm a I'm a joke. So we've got to get this stream. We would like the numbers to be up a little bit for tonight's stream. Not that it's a huge worry though, but it'd be nice. What did you say, Elijah, in response to that? Skipper was filming him. Interesting. Bit of a 1-2 punch combination, both him and Skipper. Where the fuck is my timer graphic? You nervous for this game? Well, feel free to jump on the stream and chat your thoughts as the game goes on. It's nice to get fans of their respective clubs that I actually end up streaming. I should probably turn down the audio for the Sydney v Brisbane game. I got both games on right now. Oh no, I do. It's just for whatever reason was under the impression it wasn't the case at all. I dislike supporting my club sometimes. Yeah, you'd be flat. Like you probably moved on from those times where you were just like probably happy for one of those efforts. Like that's sort of the time now to really make those moments count and win those big games. Because Geelong are definitely a gettable side away from home, and you proved that in the first half. I think you kicked like 8 goals, 2 or something. So you'd be very disappointed. It's safe to say, but I still think you'll be good this year. Like I'm not writing you guys off. I don't really think many people are from that game. Oh, there's the timer. Did I litter? Oh, the Slurpee. Yeah, well, mate, I had too many thoughts going on in my mind, so I didn't bother with putting in the bin. It doesn't really... Yeah, I littered. I know. Pretty bad. Cancel me. Isaac, come in with the first goal of the night. We do have goal songs, actually. Let's add them to the stream. I just wanted to get the other stuff sorted before we worried about goal songs, and I just picked a couple of solid songs that get played typically after. I think one of the songs is a Darcy Fogarty's goal song for Adelaide. Let's see if it wants to work. Can you guys hear that? I think you should be able to hear that. There's audio. But if you can't hear it, well, there's at least an animation. There's that. So I've opted in my... This is just fantasy... Well, Supercoach draft. I've opted out of fielding Nick Dacos because I feel like he might get a little bit of attention from Peatling. I've opted... I've actually gone... I went for Bailey Smith over Nick Dacos in that. I don't have Bailey Smith in my regular team, though. I only have him in draft. Do you remember me last year from July? Not through the comment. I don't remember that name. 43-3. Fucking hell. Sydney up by 40 points against the reigning premiers. Unfortunately, that's not something they'd be able to do in a real, like a game that means anything, like a grand final. Be the other way around. Adelaide getting their territory though so far in this first quarter. First 3 minutes have had all of it. Neil Bullen. No way. Quainer. You don't want to be kicking to Quainer. He dominated last week. Killed us. Didn't hear it. Don't hear it. You went Crows by 40. Well, not many would have gone the Dogs by 80 odd. What did they end up winning by? 82. They won by 88 last year. 82 again this year. I said 44 points, but even then I was thinking, yeah, maybe I'm underselling the Giants. No, I'm not. They were garbage, but they'll respond next week. Next week's going to be a huge game for both clubs. I can't see both sides fitting into the top 10. I don't think it's going to happen. McStay's missed the lot. What was he doing there? And Charlie Cameron in the Sydney v Brisbane game, he's going to have a shot basically on the siren to avoid them going goalless in the first quarter. It's quite likely we're going to see Brisbane go 0-2. They might, Elijah. What is wrong with Brisbane? I don't think anything's particularly wrong with Brisbane. I like how they got the live scores on the fucking scoreboard. And he's kicked it. So Charlie Cameron can sort of bring whatever noise there is at the Gabba. Well, not the Gabba, the SCG up. I don't know how many travelling Lions fans there are that live in Sydney. I wouldn't think there'd be too many. I like how they got the scores and they got the fucking timer as well. Why don't they not do that for the Collingwood Adelaide game? I want to know. You'd want to know if you want to flick between the two games. You want to know what the scores are in both games if you're keeping up. But I actually don't think it's a great idea having the two games on at the same time, because what that means is I'll run into more technical problems probably. So let's just put the main game we're watching on. How good was the Bont as well against the Giants? He is an absolute superstar. He's the best player in the competition, in my opinion. And I don't even think I don't even think Naz is. I reckon he's top 5, but he's not in the top 3. I think Butters and I still think at the moment Butters and Nick Dacos are ahead of him. So they've proven a little bit more. You wouldn't expect that to be coming out of my mouth. I'll go for Richmond. We sold versus Carlton. Yeah, not often you can say that about Richmond, because they shouldn't be selling any games. Because they shouldn't be getting near many clubs this year. But Carlton are just that bad that they should have rolled them by like 20, I reckon 4 to 5 goals. Just waiting for him to win a Brownlow. Well, he'll win one. Hopefully, actually, I can't say he will, because you run out of time eventually. You can't be playing that quality of footy forever. It's a good start though from the Crows. I reckon there's going to be a solid turnout. Like, it already does sound like there's a few Crows fans there. A lot of travelling Crows fans this week. There are 7 games in Victoria this weekend, so I know quite a few Crows fans and Port fans that have made the trip to Melbourne this weekend to enjoy what would be a gather round in Adelaide, but in Melbourne. Because I actually didn't realise until checking the fixture earlier today that there are 7 games in Vic this week. I could have possibly made more use of that fixturing, but I'm only going to end up going to a couple games this week. Normally it'd be a little bit more than that. The new Adelaide kit is on show. What do you guys think of it? Do you guys like it more than the old one? People are saying that it is kind of clean and actually works quite nicely. I like how the design of which I think there are claws or stripes or whatever. I think they're claws. I like how it's cutting from the back and also crossing over to the front. Holy shit, Tex. Couldn't have been any wider from the boundary. No, this is annoying a little bit. If Collingwood make no contest out of this game and Adelaide win by like... I obviously would like to see the Crows do well this year over Collingwood, but this would be annoying after last week. They play like it's their grand final last week. I am on Nick Dacos' watch already. Look at that chain. He's a fucking jet. Here we go, mixed up. My worry is their forward line. Who do they have up there that can actually kick goals? Apart from like Jamie Elliott. No, they don't have anyone. Well, they don't have any like really big key quality names. So they struggled last week. But they had like 23 less in 1250, still outscored the Saints. So yeah, 43-9 at quarter time. Keep a close eye on that game. We'll watch it throughout the breaks, which is good. I like that. I actually don't mind double headers for that reason when I'm streaming. Crows should do enough there to cover it. Tell you what, I might have to restart my okay here. It's giving me a terrible frame rate. This isn't 2007 anymore. Come on. We expect a little bit more than this. Shocking. Well, only 19% of people tipped the Crows. I thought there'd be a little bit more than that. probably because of form. The last time that Adelaide beat the Pies at the G, my guess is 2015, 2016. There was a draw in 2017, and their first win against the Pies in like 9 or 10 games was that round 23 game or round 22 game, which was a thriller. But pretty much all other games, we typically see Collingwood get up in like a 1 or 2 goal margin. But early on, it looks like it's all Adelaide here. Gagoe can't pick it up. Now he can. Now he goes nowhere. Miller, Neil Bullen again. Busy early. Misses. Solid start. There's a lot of noise happening downstairs. I wonder how late the party's going to go. Because I was told the party was going to be later at night, and I'm like, you know what? If it was late at night, I would have planned to be more involved. But fucking started at 12:30, and I wasn't home for it. I rock up, and I expect it probably to have died down, or at least be just about done. It's still a lot of people, so it probably makes sense. You want to last it later into the night. But as sober as I am, I just can't get involved as much as I'd hope to be. Jack says, hopefully the Crows win. What's a big call for this game? I've obviously been pretty good with the big call so far this year. I've excelled in a few games so far already this round and last round. I've gone Dawson under 20. Don't really know why. I don't really know why. Maybe another Perryman job gets a hold of him and he has a shocker. But they can probably still win without him doing... Well, there's Dawson. Got straight away caught from the tackle from Pendlebury. Also, Kelly Underwood's coming in the Brisbane-Sydney game, so there's a little tiny reason, extra why I decided not to stream that. Archie over the top. A little bit more space. That was a poor handball. There's the first look at Archie in the new colours. Although I wasn't expecting him to be wearing white before the season started. Get in the party spirit, have a few beers. There isn't a lot. I don't think anyone there is actually drunk much. If anything, they're probably smoking more than drinking. Not saying that everyone there does smoke. I don't smoke. Smoked before. Probably wanted to see how it felt, the effects of it, but don't know. Look, I'm going to look like a dead set knobhead, though, if they come upstairs, because I don't know how I'm going to interact with some of these people, some fucking randos that come upstairs, that are going to come upstairs perhaps at one stage. Here's a go. Keys from the 50. And it looks like it's going through for a fucking point. 15. 15 love. G'day, Sports Nut. How's it going? Typical Freo against Geelong earlier. Well, they involved themselves in some pretty entertaining matchups. We've already got two games this year with scores at 100 each. So we're on track for one around. That'd be great. I reckon as well, this between the arcs rule is actually favouring the good sides and fucking up the shitty defensive sides. So there are going to be, I reckon, a few more blowouts this year than we were probably initially hoping for. That's my take, I reckon. Because if you're trying to defend it out, you can't rely on like hugging the boundary line, because more often than not, you end up actually turning the ball over just through either a miss kick or a fumble or whatever it is. And it just gives you less options to work with, because they'll just kick it right back in. Jack Buller hasn't had a massive start to his career at Collingwood, but we'll see if he can kick his first here. I think their fucking first score, the Pies. They've been anywhere near it. Although he looked all right against North in the preseason. That isn't a great kick. Useless. If he's going to be doing what he's doing right now, what he's produced in the first game and a quarter, then that's useless and you wouldn't play him. Swans are absolutely on song this year. They're going to be the team to beat. It's just the power of these interstate teams this year. I tell you, it's going to be Sydney, Gold Coast, Brisbane, and I'm probably going to say Freo in the top four. That was my original top four It's looking okay early on. If only Freo actually beat the Cats. Frauds, arguably. No, there wouldn't be frauds from that. Something happened to Brisbane. Mate, did you not see how many outs they had? Like, let me read some of the names. Cam Rayner, Harris Andrews, I think Lester, I believe. McCluggage. And there's another one. If I can actually look at the other teams. So they're 5 extremely key players to their side. Although in saying that, they do have a lot of players that can just come in and fill the roles, like Lincoln McCarthy and Draper's finally playing for them. Logan Morris is another one as well, actually. It was Darcy Gardner, not Lester. For whatever reason, those two players I sometimes mix up. It was Gardner. He got banned. He got fucking reported, suspended. It's not often you get 3 suspensions to 3 quality players. It's just 3 players in general in a game of footy. Mate, this game is just going to be an absolute slog, it looks like. Collingwood have not looked anywhere near likely as scoring. I mean, Buller could have easily put that through, though, beforehand. Couldn't even score. Collingwood are looking like they're going to do what they did last week against us. Frampton takes the mark. I'll be interested to see what the fantasy scores are at the end of this quarter. Got 70 in the chat. Let's get that like button up. Let me know what you guys want to see me record at the footy tomorrow. Because if I'm going to do a St Kilda v Melbourne vlog, or if I'm just going to... I feel like taking it easy is a cop-out. Like, I took it easy today because I felt like a round 1 vlog would be boring only going to the 2 games. No, it was all right at the Bulldogs v GWS game, though. Had a chat with Marto, had a chat with a lot of other people, had a chat with some fans. I don't know if they're fans or if they're taking the piss. Who did you power tip? What's a power tip, mate? Are we talking about the other tipping competition that I've got? Who did I tip between Port Adelaide and North? No, I'm back here in Port Adelaide. I'll almost put $100. Oh, if I was bold enough to do it, which I'm not, I'd put $100 if there was a market for Port Adelaide to score over 100 points, because that's just something they always do against North. I think the last 10 games, probably 9 times they've done it. So 0 plays 15. This has been an absolute dire watch so far. We were expecting these 2 games to be arguably the best 2 of the round. Adelaide's defense have really done well. Murray there. Worrell, Laird. Got to be careful. Geez, that's lucky not to be paid ball. But that's promising. At least they're trying to lock it in there. Like, that was probably the best opportunity they had, the Pies. Got another inside 50, but again, it's just Adelaide. Now, I can't exactly see who that was because I'm running it a few frames a second here with a 244p broadcast, which I'll fix at quarter time. What's a power tip, the hub? You never answered my question. Geez, I might almost just switch over games. I'd rather see some scoring. Like, we've seen a really high scoring start to this season, and I think the rule changes have helped that. Sides with the best, quickest ball movement seem to be the sides that are going to be the ones to beat this year. What the fuck are these skills? Crows are starting very positive. Well, they are, but they're still finding it difficult to score. It's not like their ball movement has been scintillating. They actually haven't really been that good in the last 10 minutes. Just that the defense has held up well. What's the disposal count for Nick Dacos? Houston's a player. A lot of people were wondering if he would be anything worth having for fantasy after a good week last week. And he's got 41. Wow, man. I laid off Houston. It looks like they are really trying to get him the footy, and properly. Jordan Dawson on 5 disposals, so he's on track to not get under 20. Dacos has the 6, 24 fantasy. And Josh Dacos, who's also one of my players I chucked in my team, I fucked it up with that because he's only on 15 fantasy. What's happening with Jamie? Why have you chucked on a Jamie Elliott 10 disposal mark? That's sort of a random thing to add. Well, I don't really add small forwards for disposals because it's so like inconsistent. He's come onto the ground only just then though, so probably just managing minutes like the Pies have been able to do with a few other players. There was a chance there for Elliott, but he's dropped it. So you'd be pissed off that he hasn't played most of the first quarter there. Collingwood just look lost. Well, defensively not so much, but they can't get things going when they're moving the ball up forward. It looks like they could well and truly be scoreless at quarter time, and you very rarely see that. 0 plays 15. This is going to be one of the shorter quarters of the year. Maybe Collingwood are just going to instill just defense this year. They might be a boring fucking team to watch. No one can say that their game they played last. Oh, what is that? What the fuck is that? Was that coming? That was a dreadful kick. Jesus Christ. I should have just bloody watched the Geelong Freo game and just called it a night. I should have random one that's kind of safe to add to a multiple. Yeah. Unfortunately, the bet. What the fuck is that? They're 5 meters away from the bloody boundary line. That's the 5th kick out in the full. Mate, this is a Norwood Oval. It's the MCG. It's not the widest ground in the AFL. This is shit. You cannot tell me Adelaide have been that impressive. What a mark. Oh, bullshit. It's a free kick against. How's McAndrew doing? He's also a fantasy watch. 14 fucking fantasy points. Not a lot. Although I wouldn't really say Cameron's done any better. Only 10 hitouts in this game as well. Oh, jeez. This has been boring. Let's get the chat involved. Let's try and get a little bit more of a discussion going because what's really there to talk about? Nothing's happened in this game. There's Elliott. Couldn't get anywhere near it. Side bottom. Strong with his hips. McCreary. Will they get their first score? Adelaide's defenders are really looking dangerous though, aren't they? McCreary. Oh, he hasn't scored. This is kind of funny now. It's laughable. I've had like 3 shots on goal. I haven't scored yet. Just karma for all the other time we got robbed. Mate, this is the first game where a Crows fan can actually watch without getting pissed off. Bullshit. I'd be absolutely livid with some of your attempts at entering the inside 50, the forward 50, and your passes have been dreadful. You're still up by 15 points, but we're up by 15 against Collingwood, and that didn't end up eventuating any much longer. I'd love to know. Oh, that should have been a mark. Rochelle there. That should have been a mark to Hugh Bond. I'd love to know what the most amount of inside 50s in a quarter for a scoreless quarter is, because I tell you what, Collingwood have been having quite a few. These entries have been building. It's 12-12. Lipinski, there's a score. It's a point. It's a hallelujah moment, though, for the Pies. I don't have to worry about breaking any unwanted records, perhaps. You hear the Bronx cheers. Blake, you weren't even working. I was talking to Marto. I told him that you were working. You're actually watching Golden State games over fucking the Bulldogs. Surely you were still paying in interest and some sort of a focus on the other game at the same time. You tip Crows? Yeah, I wish I tipped Crows, but at the moment, though, their ball use has been that poor that I'm not that confident yet about them winning, even though the margin's 14 points. Freo came very close to being injured. Though he should have won that game, though. Like, 52 to like 19. It was at quarter time, wasn't it? Breezy kicked the goal, potential comeback. Yeah, Brisbane's capable. Brisbane are capable, but Sydney have. Oh my god, the skills in this game. Love to know the kicking efficiency from both sides. Minute 33. We can only get 2 goals. And the first few minutes, we saw the first 2 goals as well. So we haven't seen a goal in like 15 minutes of play. Yes, I worked, mate. I finished at 12. Yeah, I thought you were working during the game. It's not that massive of a problem, but you could have would have been nice to actually go with someone else today. I had a couple other last minute options, but yeah, it would have been a very enjoyable day out the footy for you. Watching the Bont dominate. Richards 150th, Libba, Norton with the 6 goals. Basically perfect footy from the Dogs for most of the game. Could have won by 100. By the time I got there, it would have been half to half time. Still would have, yeah, probably for a half. It's not worth it, but still, you would have seen some quality Dogs footy. Still would have seen like I think 11 goals he scored in the second half. Hopefully Pies go. It would be funny if the Pies don't score a goal or quarter, which probably will happen. It might even end up being the whole first half. They almost did that against Gold Coast last year, but they had a lot of chances. They haven't given themselves many chances in the game yet. Are you going to gather around this year? If so, what games? I don't know what games yet because I don't know with tickets and stuff like that. I'm going to have to hope to get lucky, but I'm sure it'll be fine. But I haven't like sorted accommodation out or anything like that. Worst case scenario, well, actually, it would be worst case scenario. Sleep in the fucking car. That'd be sketchy. I wouldn't know where to camp out there, and you'd probably have to find a place quite a fair way out from the city, anyways. I reckon the Pies get a chance here. I reckon they're going to find a mark. It's eventually going to have to happen, right? Has Elliott scored yet? Sorry, touched the footy yet? I've seen him running and chasing, but doing not a lot else. Well, I'm not sure if I'm too glad I picked this game to stream. It's going to be an absolute slog. It'll end up being like 55-70 or something. And I really can't spend money. I'm leaving. And you didn't have to spend money. I literally have free tickets to that game. I haven't spent a dime yet on tickets so far for games this year. Although I'm going to have to... Well, that'll change tomorrow. But what does get you with food? The food prices were a little bad. They've spiked up again. Unfortunately, they've spiked up another 50 cents to $1. I think the drinks are a little bit more expensive. The pies, I believe, aren't the same price as last year. Both games are so boring. Oh, Sydney have stopped fucking scoring. That's probably why you say that. Because it was kind of exciting in the first like 10 minutes. I'm going to put it onto that game now. So halftime at the MCG. You'd think a lot of fans would be wanting their money back, particularly those neutral. A lot of neutral Port Adelaide fans are probably at this game, not knowing who to support. I don't even think they'd be picking a team. I know Zay told me he was going to wear the Collingwood, the Port Adelaide Magpies kits. That's my scarf in the background, the Crows. Is it your one? The one that you accidentally stained that still is freaking visible on the scarf. You probably can see it via the stream. When it could have been that Lachlan Brown bloke. I don't know who it was, but holy fuck, they're doing karaoke downstairs. I almost wanting to get part of this action, to be honest. Someone at this rate, all right, fine, I'm making a bet. If we need I'll pick the shittest karaoke song to do at halftime, and we'll get it on the stream. If Collingwood failed to score a goal in the second quarter, because I'm gonna have to make the odds of something like this happening kind of low, then I'll pick a song, even if they've stopped karaoke. I'll go down and demand a spot on the mic. And we got to find a really shit song. Josh Worrell, 62 Supercoach. Wow. I mean, I don't think many have Worrell as a player in their Supercoach, but he's still Well, he's a draft option. If he's going to be doing that, I'll recruit him into my draft team because I am doing Supercoach as well this year. I can't really tell you what I've started better on. I'd probably say fantasy. But let me know how you guys are going so far with fantasy and Supercoach this year. If you've been nailing certain selections, like you'd be pissed off if we didn't field Lockie Jacks or select him. How good has he been, Blake? If you're even still watching the stream, thought pies and chips were the same price. Or maybe I'm thinking of just the drinks though, but it definitely seemed a little pricier. Or maybe the serving size were a little bit less than typical. But if you were already there and you can basically confirm it, then yeah, you might be right. But it maybe I was looking at the wrong sign or something. But it did feel like they were more expensive. Although the hot dog was $6, so that's still not that bad. But they didn't have sauce, which was a little shit because the hot dogs at the footy are dry. I can actually go a sausage sizzle at like a charity event or Bunnings without sauce, but I can't go one of those hot dogs without it because it's very dry. I'm switched to the other game for the next 5 minutes. Swans are 9 goals, 1. Kind of like the Dogs. Why is Melican? How does he found a shot? How the hell has he got the footy? Are you doing anything like trying to visit every stadium or something similar? Well, I've got another, yeah, not series, but I've got another format of content that I'm gonna try to hopefully excel in over the course of the year, and it starts next week. So hopefully it all goes to plan. But it's exciting. It's something that could really drive the interest in the channel like quite a lot. And I'm excited to film it. It's not like one of those videos where it's like, oh geez, this will be a drag. It won't be easy, but it'll be fucking exciting. Haney. But that's just one video, and it could turn into 1 or 2 more extra videos throughout the course of the year. If it does, all things go well. You should do another AFL Would You Rather video. I should do more of those actually at the games. Like just grab out the mics, and even if it's not for a YouTube video. Would you rather Isaac Heaney in your forward line, or would you rather will be another solid player to compare? An Isaac Heaney or a Toby Green? I'd say Heaney. I'd say Heaney. You need to recreate the new Telstra. It's impossible to recreate it with all the other characters I've fucking dumped onto the new ad. It's like 100 side characters. But no one's really caring anymore. Like a couple of people are like, oh fucking hell, new Telstra ad, but it's not going to get the same reaction and popularity as the first one did for sure. That absolutely took off when the ad was a thing last year, and I'll tell you what, the Telstra made the most of it with all of the parodies and marketing and all that crap. For would you rather do Jules Neal or Tess Crossley? I'll take Jules Neal, mate. But that's what I'm talking about. Those sort of ones that are like that'll bring the humor into the content a little bit, as opposed to who's a better footballer. I'm really not the sort of channel to only focus on that sort of stuff. Next 10 premiership predictions. Fuck that, mate. Fuck that. I'll say I'm actually still going to go Brisbane this year. I know it's probably people have written off the Lions after today, but you won't write them off after they beat us by 40 points when they come off the bye. It's almost a guarantee they're going to win that. I actually reckon it could be just about a guarantee they win that game because we don't fare well against the Lions. We never do. Well, not recently we have. Well, Heaney, he's going to get free kick. He's that American guy, Pacos. He's his favourite player. He's a St Kilda fan as well. Actually not sure why I ended up picking them as the side to support. I feel like if any team you want to support, it wouldn't be St Kilda. And you can't say that he's been alongside the journey of pain and suffering. If we win the flag for the fucking 2026 season, he's jumped on board the bandwagon the 1 year we actually be successful. Game's already back on. I kind of don't want to switch though, genuinely. I don't want to make the switch. Make the switch to you. He'll fuck you, mate. I'll give it a crack. Obviously, I will give it a crack and watch the second quarter, but man, it was a boring. So remember, the bet's still on. Think of some songs, or I'm just going to have to... maybe I might have to just pick one myself, as much as I don't want to do that. Why is my fucking screen so shit? It wasn't doing it for the Sydney v Brisbane game. I reckon that K is just like, they've adopted a new feature where... Well, forget it. Forget it. I think Crisp has kicked that. Somehow he's kicked it when no one else could in the first from an acute angle. Or they're going to go upstairs here. For my sake, I kind of hope he does kick this. Would you rather change... Oh, he's what the hell is that sort of a review? He was an entire player almost away from the goal line and the player who touched it. What a goal from Crisp. California girls. I could think of something that's a little bit more embarrassing than that, although that would be pretty shit, especially sober. I haven't had a lick of alcohol yet tonight. I reckon I've got to have a stream where every time a team kicks a goal, I'll have to take a drink of an alcoholic beverage to make things a little bit interesting. Would you guys want to see that? Because then the streams will start to get like wild. It might not be a good look according to the AFL, but at this rate, I don't give a fuck. I do what I can to grow my brand and grow it the way I want to. I reckon that'd be quite funny and fun. And maybe potentially quite sad. But if I got a random guest on, let's just say, like a Lockie Miller, for example, and we streamed, let's say we streamed the Swans Hawthorn game next Thursday, and I decided to back in the Swans, or maybe it's the other way around. So I drink when the opposition scores, or I don't know how we work it out, but you have to have a stand at every goal. So if it ends up being a 20-goal shootout apiece, then we might be struggling to click that end stream button, like the infamous 18th birthday stream. I hear footsteps. We might be in some trouble here. We might be in some fucking trouble. I hear smirks and footsteps. This is pissing me. You can come in. Whoever the fuck it is, come in. Friday by Rebecca Black. Just open the door. I hear knocking. You may as well. Or you can piss off. Who is it? Thing is, I probably wouldn't know who it... Oh, it's Abby. Hello. Is it just you?
No, it's Anna as well. No one else wanted to come.
Anna is not here.
Did you see my comments?
No?
I commented on your live stream many times.
What's your name? Oh, Abs. Oh, I've got mate. Sorry, the stream. I've got too many comments that are going through that I can't read them all.
How popular you were. Are you gonna make your bed?
It's not. It could be worse.
It could be worse. There could be a chair on it.
Yeah, there could be a chair on it, or there could be no bed. Could just be a mattress.
How old are your fans?
Well, they range, don't they? You could see a 4-year-old on the street, and that could be a fan. There could be a 75-year-old that
That's
Sorry.
It's beautiful.
Thank you. I was hearing you guys doing karaoke. I unfortunately set a bet on I'd do it live on stream if Collingwood don't score a goal. Let's score it. They've kicked a goal. So what?
Collingwood playing?
Yeah, they are. Who do you support?
St. Kilda.
Oh, good. Yes, on board.
Support?
Variety of sides. I don't think any really want the Pies to win tonight. Would you change Ant of Ulat? Mate, it's round 1. It's too early to tell. Sorry? Oh, yeah. It's been alright. Care for a bar?
Is that a paid partnership?
I wish it was. I'll have to send them an email.
Do you have any?
Sorry?
Do you have any paid partnerships?
A few, I guess. Not.
Do you like what? Do you like that? I think What's that? You painted that?
Yeah, she painted this.
Pass it to me. It's covered by a scarf. Hang on.
What point am I in?
I'll only need confirmation that you got the voucher. I did get the confirmation. Yeah, I got the confirmation. You're all good, mate. Cheers for the 5. And you're not a pain. I'm the pain because I'm inconsistent. And I got to get better at that. But yes, no, I got that.
He was like,
And we'll sort something out perhaps for not next week because it's probably too soon. The week after. But that drinking stream, I might do it. And again, fuck what the others say. It'll help grow the content, I reckon.
Tell them about imposter.
Sorry. I should tell him about that Simon Says game. It was an atrocity.
Tell them
An atrocity.
I had to take over.
No, you didn't have to take over.
Yes, I did. You were
No,
not
you
getting
no,
anywhere.
no, 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 no,
You
no.
were not getting anywhere.
No, it wasn't you
Tell
that.
your fans
It wasn't you that took. It was some others took over, and then you at the end had to
Where's
finish things.
your
Camera.
I want them to see it.
Well, there's the camera.
There we go.
Better the Devil by Collingwood. Well, it doesn't matter. Did you take part in karaoke or not?
I did.
Yeah, we all have to.
You had to. Was it like a
It's
challenge?
You had to as well.
I could still do it. Think
Think
it.
live stream it.
Yeah, I think it's something that needs to happen for me to do it.
Ask your fans. All right. What if? Hold on. Second quarter.
We could do it right.
If
Sorry.
in the
You could do
next 2 minutes.
But do it at half time,
If-
not now.
Hater.
Shit, I didn't even realise Collingwood scored 3 behinds during that whole. Hater, did you say?
What's that?
Score button, stream deck,
YouTube videos.
very advanced.
Everyone should have followed.
Come on, Phil Thorpe.
Can everyone please follow Beasts of Doom?
They might not be able to hear you. Can you go
Follow them?
chat? Can you guys even hear the voice that's coming out from the other end of the room?
Chat.
Let's make a new bet for the karaoke. We'll go on, throw ideas. No one's really.
Can they hear? I have an
They-
account.
Well, chat up. Maybe chat in the account. Maybe they'll be able to tell more with
No,
a
you
with a
can
message.
tell them.
I am telling them.
No.
I'm
ask
too
them.
sexy by right. They're just dropping song suggestions.
Tell them Beasts of Doom. If 1,000 of them follow. you'll sing.
Beasts of
Yeah.
Beasts
Beast-
of Doom. If
Beasts of
1,000
Doom.
follow, you'll sing.
1,000 hollow you'll sing.
Are you English?
Are you English? What are you?
Beasts of Doom. 1,000 followers,
That's her
and you'll
YouTube
sing.
account. So if 1,000 people can subscribe to her account,
Oh,
then
it's
you
not
sing
gonna
the
fucking
karaoke.
happen. 1,000. All right,
You're
sure.
not doing karaoke.
Then
you
I
know
won't do
people who
carry
think are on the
a
stream?
1,000 people to follow.
Yep.
All right. All right. Well, I'm fine then. I'm fine to stay here for the rest of the stream.
Nerd. You
No,
wanna play with us?
I'm not. Fucking. How long? How long are you blowing?
You did say you'd come down.
We want
I
you to
did.
hang out.
And I did
You
come
said
down. I
30
came
minutes.
down. I came down, and no one approached me. I just.
I
I
didn't see
walked
you.
around
You
in a
could've come
circle.
up.
I walked around in a circle.
That's so
I had
sad.
I had a chat to my dad.
Why didn't
I
you
grabbed-
come up to
I grabbed the
me?
music. I couldn't see you. I
You know
couldn't
we're
see you.
friends. I
I
would
know.
talk to you.
I know you would have,
You're
but I
making
couldn't
me
see you.
sad. I
Don't
feel
be
like
sad.
I excluded you.
You didn't exclude me. I
Ask anyone
I
if they
excluded
were
myself.
excluded in primary school.
Well, I was.
Really?
Were you?
Yeah.
Everyone
I
was.
think that was because I was a bit like autistic. So.
That's all right. We're all autistic.
sounds
Why not do something for the stream right now? The game isn't exactly providing spectacular entertainment. Well, it could end up happening actually right now. What are you doing?
This is great.
This has been the shittest game, by the way. I actually missed that.
This might be the most entertaining part of the stream.
It probably is. We might need to level a few things up. Did anyone take that? This is
Are we ruining your rep?
no. It's just weird, isn't it? I don't really know how to respond to this.
Oh, you thought.
I didn't. I'm just trying to watch a Nick Dacos specialty.
Oh,
He
you
hasn't
thought.
Nah.
Who's Nick Dacos?
Oh my god.
Is that
Oh.
Collingwood?
Of all plays to ask who is that, I
know-
would have thought
know
it
Nick
wouldn't have been
Riewoldt.
him.
Nick Riewoldt.
Nick Raywell. Yeah, no, he still plays.
He was
Wait,
my
Abby,
childhood
can
crush.
you let Abby do some ASMR?
Nah,
Please.
no.
How many people are watching?
It's 80 odd. It's rising.
80 odd. 80 people out of your 60,000 followers. They can hear my ASMR and they can spread the word
Yeah.
and everyone will follow you.
Well, if you want.
Okay, let's.
Ask the chat.
You should have commented on that play, by the way. The stream is being super glitchy. Yeah, they got fucking around the internet probably. Alright.
Why don't you try and commentate on the gameplay?
I don't want this. This is shit.
Abby, give a go commentate.
Can I comment?
Yeah.
All right, so Collingwood's at 17, Adelaide's at 21. That was incorrect. All right, so Collingwood's at 11.
It's a replay. How about your special comments? I'm the main man.
She's
And I,
doing good.
Please stop.
She's doing good.
okay, fuck
Hang
that,
on.
please. She's
Chase Oast. That's not all right. That is not a polite thing to say to a human being.
I'm
Your
sorry,
name's
Chase.
Chase.
You've come for high quality analysis and coverage. You've come to the wrong. You've come to the wrong place, mate.
Can you block Chase from the live?
Yeah.
What if I give you a mod?
I'll leave.
You
And
don't
then
wanna
I-
give her a mod.
Oh, actually, I
Okay,
probably don't.
I'll
No,
tell you
I,
one better. I will leave your room if you block Chase.
Ooh.
Chase, did you hear that? You might be on for a block, and I'm very tempted right now. Although the game's
Let's
kind
just stop pissing
actually
off.
no, the game's gotten decent now that you're starting to piss me fucking off. Nah, she's not.
What do you say?
If they want us to leave, you have to block Chase.
That is entertaining stream.
Chase, you're in some trouble, mate.
Chase.
Unfortunately. Hey, we're getting
Chat, I've got a
Why don't you get on the fucking camera and just start doing some shit?
chat. I've got a boyfriend. Thanks.
What they
I
say?
I find that hard to believe. To be no, I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Oh.
I'm kidding.
That's misogynistic.
that's
do
what-
you guys want to follow
That's what someone would say to me if it was the other way around. Because I want a
Oh,
boyfriend.
you got his ass. You got his ass.
What is happening? Well, I did say there was some sort of a party going on downstairs, and they've interrupting my stream right now. But that's
Yeah.
okay because it's a shitty game.
You told us to get the fuck in.
Yeah, because I said to get the fuck in. Didn't know what you guys had in store. Why do you not show the face on the? You never get on the stream for God's sakes. You're just being a pest. At least,
if you earn
at least Sophia's
If you
friends do it.
block
If you
Chase,
earn a
you'll
thou-
get on the stream.
yeah.
I can't tell you the thoughts in the game. The first quarter was a bloody eyesore. The second quarter, I haven't been able to see
I
shit.
love it when Collingwood chokes. It's
It's
football.
football's- How do you know that but not know any of the players?
Because I played at my boyfriend's to piss him off.
Who does he go for? Collingwood.
Collingwood.
If
I
you
got in trouble the other day.
we will get on the stream if you block Chase.
Dead ass.
I want to watch a grown man speak about footy, not listen to ASMR. Again, you've
Who
come
was
to the wrong
that?
place, Chase.
Block them too. They're on the
It was
block.
Chase. It was Chase.
It was Chase.
Block-
He's a
Chase.
fucking valuable
Chase.
viewer, mate. I'm not
Do
blocking
I
the
give a
guy.
fuck? Okay, then no faces.
He's valuable. I don't want faces.
Okay, then you get hands.
No, I get you guys to leave, and you can come
No,
back
if
and.
you want us to leave, you have to block Chase
Oh
as
my!
well.
All right, fine.
Bye bye, Chase.
Oh, he's blocked. Actually, has been blocked by Sarah. For fuck's sake, Sarah! It was
Sarah?
supposed to be me to do that.
Is that the admin? The mod?
One of the mods, yes.
Well, now do we leave or do we show our face?
Show your face, then you can leave, and then
Alright.
you can come back later if you want, because I'm still gonna be here for a little bit.
He needs
We can think of a half. No, I don't.
Are you gonna wait? Ask them. Will they unsubscribe if we don't show our faces?
No, because I don't even know who you guys are.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
That's fine.
Actually, no, they said they will. They said they will.
Hang on.
We'll come
What?
back to show our face. We need to leave some suspense.
Yeah, you guys can enjoy yourselves with a few more songs or whatever you're doing.
You got to
I know when I'm
suspend
not
it.
wanted.
Well, they don't know you, and they haven't seen you yet, so they don't. Fuck! I do not enjoy interruptions like that. They're having way too much fun with that shit. Thankfully, they've pissed off though. Chase. By the way, can you unfucking hide Chase? Whatever you did to Chase's comment there, Sarah, because I don't want him left from the stream. He hasn't really done anything. I don't even know why they were on about trying to get him banned. Adelaide kicked their fourth goal, and the scoring is starting to climb a little bit. I am feeling like a drink though, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. Thoughts on why is everyone so hyper fixed on the fucking Telstra ad? It's not that. Like, I'm not that annoyed that it's back. Like it was a little bit frustrating seeing it again, but oh well, you live with it. Sydney beat the Lions by 100 plus, and you have to do a stream of just karaoke. You know, it's hard because of all this shit. My social confidence has taken the biggest hit over the off season. I couldn't tell you why. But like these streams, I've found it so much more difficult to put together. So if I did something like that, or like already, how it's normally not that great in the first place, I don't know how it would last. It would actually be torture for me, 10 times more than normal. But I'm known to do some embarrassing things on stream. Who is watching a delayed telecast? By the way, guys, we've got 90 odd in chat or whatever. We've only got 38 fucking likes. Terrible. Pretty bad ratio. How many quarters are there in a game? Well, you've just answered yourself, mate. What's the scores in the other game? 66 to 8. What did you say? 100 points. When's the next Frankston live? We're not going to do another Frankston live stream, but we'll pick another place perhaps. Not in the next few weeks though, but we'll possibly pick another place. Cause I'd have to re-download that service that allowed me to stream in the first place, and it's kind of expensive. So it's not worth just purchasing for the sake of it. Fogarty though, will put it to the right, but the Crows have been in front for pretty much all game. Bendigo bus stops live stream. I reckon a stream where I'm just on public transport for the entire duration would be kind of shit. So I can't really do anything. I'm just sort of confined. Unless I want to just start chatting up randoms on the bus, but that's just something I wouldn't really be that keen on doing. Would Frankston be scary if you did it alone? It'd just be shit because there'd be no one to bounce off. I don't think I'm that well, you guys might disagree, but I don't think I'm that entertaining on the spot for 12 hours. Yet people still somehow watch, which I find kind of interesting, actually. I compare myself to some of the other creators that I just find so much better on camera and witty and shit. But even that, I'm just going to be there for 12 hours holding a fucking tripod and phone, figuring out what to do for that long. I'm sure to get absolutely attacked by someone. The Bendigo bus is full of junkies. Maybe I have to think of something if the Saints lose to Melbourne tomorrow. But that's risky because it's not like it's a guarantee we're going to win. Who are those girls? Well, you don't know because they didn't show their face. So they'll just remain a mystery for the rest of the stream. Interesting enough, one of those girls actually I used to work with. And never really spoke to her that much during work and all that, but she's only just come back round to, I don't know, chatting up my sister. Well, actually, no, they've been working so my sister and her still work, but haven't spoken to her since fucking quitting Woolies last year. So I didn't expect her to be here at all when I walked through the fucking door getting back home from the footy. Interesting game we have here tonight. Both teams are sloppy on offense and defense, but regardless, it should be a good close game. Graves, why did you put that message through? I didn't expect that to be made from someone like yourself. I didn't know you had that intake. But you're probably not wrong. I popped out for the bit. Were those girls on? They wanted to be a mystery, and instead of showing their face, they showed their hands. So I don't know. They wanted me to go for the karaoke idea, but I said to them, I've got to do it I've got to do it for a reason. So it's not the Collingwood lack of goals that'll make me do it because I've kicked 2 already this quarter. Houston's 74 fantasy. Nick Dacos 70. All right, I'm happy with that. And Josh Dacos on 52. Did the Saints play? No, they didn't play today. They did not play today. Mate, hopefully this ends up being worth it. If there's something, if the last quarter can be a really good one, hey, I'll feel okay. I believe they're drunk as well. But I had to look through the fridge, right? Just for something, a refreshment. Not even alcohol, for a refreshment. And unless they're storing their drinks somewhere else, I couldn't really see much. And I can guarantee they stole my 196 that was sitting there. Is my scoreboard tonight. I'm your scoreboard. Have you not got Fox Footy at the moment, or you just can't be asked spending money on it? Which I don't fully blame you on. Do you have any love for Port Adelaide? I have love for certain players. I think they'll go all right tomorrow though, and they'll start the season off pretty strongly. But I don't like Port. Farrell's normally, for the most part, their supporter base, and I hate playing them because we never win. That Port game last year at the Adelaide Oval was the first Port Adelaide win I've witnessed live in 15 years, I think. And I reckon I've been to at least 10. You're watching on KO? I'd assume most would be. Sounds like a lame party. Well, it's not. It's not that type of party. It's more of like, I think it's a sort of a get-together party in a sense. Like a lot of games are being played. I don't really know the whole. I don't know. I don't know the whole situation of why the party's even a thing in the first place. But that's what I'm gauging. They took my whiteboard to write down challenges and all that stuff, but it's not like a full out party because no, they started getting here at 1 o'clock. In fact, no, some of them started actually getting here when I woke up. No fucking jokes. I woke up at 9:45 and there were already fucking people here. I'm like, what the fuck? I thought it started at 1. Do you have footy? Yeah, I do, mate. It's a fucking enjoyable. They should actually be playing Footy Feud as one of their games. You can get it at Rebel Sport, by the way. Here's a go for the Pies. Lipinski. They're pammeling it to no one. Goal. Pies have their third. Steele has put that one through. Hopefully an emerging superstar for the Pies. We'll see how good he ends up being for them. Well, 24 plays 28. Did I go the... No way I went the fucking overs. I didn't go the overs. In my in the legs tipping comp, I went the unders. I never thought it was going to be that high scoring. Because I'm going to look like a big prick by putting the overs on. I think I just forgot to update that. That's kind of cool that your class does footy tipping. Has Sidebottom retired yet? Why would he retire? Still going pretty well at his age. Him and Pendlebury. Aging like fine wine. What's the scores in the other game? Still half time, but yeah, 66-18. Like to have a little read on Errol Goulden's game. 24-28 it actually is. Hard to stay focused when I got all those distractions. Craig McRae loves coaching in the coach's box. So does Michael Voss, but he only does it because they're shit. And he can't get the messages out. Actually, he should be, realistically, he should be coaching more in the coach's box than on the, than on ground level. Did Cardi go to Geelong today? How could I have made it to Geelong and back in time? I don't live in Geelong. And I am at home. The game finished at 7, so it would have been a pointless trip up to down the highway up to Geelong to watch a quarter and then head back for no reason at all. But there's nothing to do in Geelong. You have no idea. Well, then why'd you ask the question, mate? Beer buddy. Good old bloody beer buddy. No one uses it anymore, just about. Should be a goal here. Was that Pedlar? He's kicked it. First thing I've seen Pendlebury make a mistake on. Did not read the footy there. I believe that it's a goal. You have no idea because of the footy game. The fuck does that mean? No, he has touched it actually, definitely. I'll take back what I said about Pendlebury. Still yet to make a mistake. Just about flawless throughout his entire career. How many games does he need to break the record now? And what round is that going to be? Will they like manage him if it's an away game? They probably would, right? There's no need to play him if he's going to be breaking the record away from the MCG. 500 is a stretch, mate. I mean, he'd be the type of player that could push to 500. He's got that longevity. Probably will go again next year, based off the start of his season. But I struggle to see how he continues past 2027, because the drop off is going to eventuate, and they're going to want to, and he's probably going to want to, like, for the future of the club, allow another player to take his spot. Do I reckon eventually? Yeah, it's looking quite likely that Butters is going to be gone at the end of the year. Be huge, huge news story. But who knows? And if that's the case, Port want to get something pretty good out of it. I'll be pissed off if the Supercoach score of Nick Dacos is quite high. Although it's only for draft. I've got him in Classic, so probably won't be as pissed. Let's have a look at what his score is on Supercoach. Thilthorpe needs to be in the forward line, not kicking them inside 50. Is this going to be how Collingwood play all year? Because I tell you what, it's just not great to see. And I think that could be the case, because Adelaide tend to be quite a high-scoring side, quite exciting team to play. But right now, Collingwood are doing everything they can to stop that. Hopefully the Saints actually play the way I wanted to see us play against Collingwood tomorrow, as McCreary puts it through. I think that's the first time they've been in front all game. So they're getting on top now, the Pies. And they're going to be a hard side to beat this year if they play this sort of footy. You can't score against them. 427th game. That would have... what did Tuck... He got 426. So he moves to second in the all-time games tally now. Not that I think they've mentioned it, right? But if it's his 427th. Yeah, Boomer Harvey's record's fuck unless he gets an injury and has to retire abruptly. It's a big crowd at the MCG, as it always is. 2 minutes 18. Pendlebury, we just talked about him. Rarely makes a mistake. Great hands to Dacos. Dacos goes inside 50. But Butts saves the day. Jeez, Dacos on 21, on 22. He could start off the season with consecutive 40 disposal games. The Pies have another. Oh, he's hit the post. Lockie Schultz. Lockie fucking Schultz. Frere would still wish they had it at their side. At their disposal. If Pendle's played every game, he would break the record on Anzac Day. Is Anzac Day round 7? And they've got an early season bye. I don't think it's Anzac Day. I do not believe Anzac Day is the day he'll break it. He's got to make it to 4-3-3, right? And they've got their bye. I don't know what round. It doesn't matter what week, though. So 31-28. Another turnover. Nick Dacos with another disposal. He's going to a vacant goal square and he's missed it. Jesus Christ. Why is no one putting a tag on Dacos? Or is he... Well, he's not untaggable, but fuck me. 22 disposals. And Josh Dacos quietly racking it up. He's on 58 fantasy now. Maybe you just pick some Collingwood plays, because they seem to be racking up all the points. Round 8. Who do the Pies have round 8? Is it an away game? I assume it's probably not. But they might manage him for the Brisbane game, perhaps. Like, they might not want him to head to Brisbane away. It's what they're going to do quite a bit this year. Manage plays so they can last when the if they end up making finals. Nice, Fogarty. He'll equal it on answer. Yeah, that sounds a little bit more likely. But I still think he probably won't play every game till then. I think they'll probably not play him for one of the games. That's my assumption. Fogarty to regain the lead before halftime. This will give them a lot of confidence heading into the halftime break, the Crows, because at the moment it's all Collingwood. Silence the crowd momentarily as well. Should kick this, although he hasn't had a great bit of form as a late. He has kicked it though. So that'll be the halftime siren right there. And a better quarter. One where unfortunately I couldn't really get to watch a lot of it, but Fogarty has kicked his 200th goal as well. So there's a little bit of extra information to provide. But yeah, 3-point margin. We're set for a possible good game. Although it hasn't been a very pretty game to watch on the eye. Kind of similar to the Saints Collingwood game, to be honest. Just watch the other game. Yeah, I'd rather just watch the other. We'll watch the other game, have a chat. Discuss perhaps some stream ideas that we could end up doing, like that one I said before. You guys seem to kind of want to see that that drinking one. Holy shit, Brisbane are 2 goals 8. What was my big call? It was the Lions to have more scoring shots and lose. It actually could still be true. Have I been driving less due to the fuel? Well, the fuel prices have only just gone up in the last week, and I haven't had the need to fill up since, because I filled up just before the prices rocketed to like 230. Ironically enough, though, I'm going to probably be driving quite a lot next week. Fucking fuel price aren't going to make that an easy task, but no, I haven't really been driving that much. But I'll probably start taking the train a little bit more, especially when I head to the footy and all that. There's no need to drive. How's Kerno going? Let's check some of the fantasy scores for the other game. Haven't checked them yet. You reckon Adelaide Oval is the best in Australia? Yeah, well, I've actually I don't know if you've seen my rankings, but they have changed a few times over the course of the last 6 years, and I've ended up picking the Adelaide Oval as the outright number 1. Yeah, I'm behind because it's already told me he's missed. Amadi's kicked 3. Kerno hasn't even kicked one yet. What's Gordon looking? He's on 68. Riley by 71. Pies are basically operating without full forward, struggling to mark anything. The pressure in the midfield, turning the ball over, is keeping them in this. Yeah, pressure in the midfield. Again, elite kicking side, so they just sort of they're controlling that territory from the back line. But they're not getting the goals from the key forwards, are they? They've got all their goals that quarter. How many did they kick that quarter? They actually ended up scoring 4 goals, 7. They had 11 scoring shots that quarter. But all of their goals came from their smalls. In fact, none of them came from genuine forwards at all. Crisp, Dacos, McCreary, Steele. The forwards have been a little bit useless. Why'd I just get 3 ads? I don't know. Ask YouTube. Don't ask me. I don't make those decisions, unfortunately. But if there was a way to limit them, I would. Leicester seems to have outheld Kerno quite dominantly in this game so far. Yeah, it is faster. The AFL app is faster. It's basically just about as instant as it gets, because I was at the game, the Bulldogs GWS game. I was tracking Bailey Dale's stats for like a few minutes. Just every time he got a kick, I'd refresh the app. Tim English and Bailey Dale, and it was like 3 seconds. 3 seconds of time after he had the handball, or 5 seconds of time. So Heaney, what a player Heaney is. Honestly, he can do it all. He can take the hangers. He can go the miracle goal. He's a contested beast in the midfield. He's just got all the traits. Hopefully Grundy's been shit today. Actually, no, I don't. He's in my draft team. Oh, Grundy actually has been shit today in fantasy. Yeah, I think dogs are probably a flag contender now. I think after the first 2 games, although it's quick to jump on it. It's maybe a little bit too early to jump on the bandwagon for them to win the flag, but I think they're a real chance. Damn, I haven't filled up my water. Fox Footy commentary has turned into a Magpie fan club meeting. It always seems to be the case. You'd think they'd actually be cheering against the Pies once in a while, but no. But I didn't know that was the case. Was that the case last week? I didn't really watch the replay of last week's game. Why would I want to? Yeah, Logan McDonald. It's actually been Logan McDonald and Amati for the other Swans in this game. Not really much of a Kerno influence. They both kicked 5 between them. Can Adelaide take the bloody corridor? They never do that, don't they? They never bloody take the corridor. That's why I don't think they're going to be that damaging of a side when they, against the better sides in the competition, they play this fucking annoying kick down the line sort of game plan. It's pretty. I don't know. I don't know if it's sustainable for finals. It wasn't last year. Fletcher, what's up? Fletcher's getting the response from Samantha Ryan. I had Freo for the flag halfway through that second quarter. Mate, that's jumping on the fucking prediction a little early. That's a bit of an overreaction. But when do people not overreact after the first round or two? The media just overreacts upon anything they see. How's Sam Draper done? Like, not even for fantasy. Is he actually... Well, I can't tell if he's actually improved the way they play given the margin, but has he improved that midfield link up a little bit with the tap out work? Because he's one of the more, I guess, aerial gifted ruckmen in the league. Lynch was so bad, Vico, and he could have saved the game. Yeah, he was short kicking, but I have to admit, some of those kicks were actually not the easiest. Like, they were from angles that you'd be letting them off missing those ones, but he was just doing it constantly, consistently, time on time after again, and you could tell his confidence dropped massively. But he's still, he's dominated Lewis Young, and he still provided that target, which Richmond don't really have yet. So I think he did enough to warrant, to be played for the rest of the year. But yeah, obviously a lot of fans are going to say otherwise. Well, he was fucking shit. And that he also cost them a couple of goals as well because of his lack of discipline. And that's what he needs to get out of his game. So that's actually probably more of the disappointing thing on Lynch almost, because everyone's going to have a bad day in front of goals. I know Lynch typically kicks points from 5 metres out, but everyone has those shitty days. Max King's had them. Mitch Owens still has them. Jack Higgins. I'm just listing Saints players, but I'm sure there are other ones. Here's Draper. And why would Draper handball that there? It's kind of obvious that was going to be caught. Jamie Elliott is still on holidays. Well, he wasn't yesterday, mate. Not yesterday. Last week. I don't know your other account, Zach Butters, mate. AFL with dogs scheduling Collingwood without Rankin playing. Yeah, he definitely would have gotten a massive amount of boos, but I feel like it'd be it's a 6 months after. I feel like you almost let the situation go because he's done a lot to redeem himself after that. But the fans won't do that. But Rankin got very lucky that they that he got that fixture round 1, because I don't know if they play each other again this year. I was surprised I actually thought they were not going to do that, the AFL. Maybe they just wanted to leave it in the mud. They didn't really want the media attention to be brought back from that incident. Lynch was the only reason that we were still in the game. Not the only reason. Even if Lynch wasn't playing, you had so many other opportunities. But as a target up forward, yeah, he marked everything. Just couldn't finish. But obviously everyone jumps on that jumps on the sense that he missed all those goals. And that's why everyone was saying like, oh yeah, you know, Tom Lynch but can owe Carlton fans a beer or can owe Dan Gurridge a beer. Basically the reason why he can still go to footy games in 2020 for the rest of his life. Why aren't I in the AFL? Because I didn't put in any effort when I played junior footy. I just fucking went about it. And yeah, for whatever reason, stupidly believed I was possibly going to make it. Maybe until under 15s where I kind of came to the conclusion, well, let's be honest, I haven't got the skills. You'd be dominating by this stage into your junior development if you were ever a chance of making it. And I wasn't doing anything outside of showing up to footy training. Wasn't really getting much muscle at all. Still was extremely short, so that probably would have stunted things as well. But I was still a solid player for my team. Won a couple of I haven't really got much of a trophy cabinet to show for, so hopefully over the course of my life that does grow. But what the fuck am I going to get a trophy for sitting in my ass streaming footy games? Typical Dylan to make the wimp move. I'm surprised because I actually also thought they would have maybe marketed it early in the year, but had it so he plays to try and build a little bit more of a like an event for the game in itself, like a reason for people to watch to see Rankin against Collingwood. Could have gotten a few more fans at the game perhaps as well. Would have made them a little bit more money, I reckon. Mate, Brisbane are starting to sort of slowly get their way back into this game, by the way. They've kicked a couple goals in a row. Then they're not going to get smashed in this game. I reckon it's going to be cut down to it could even be cut down to 10 points. They do play later in the year. Yeah, but they play at home, so it's not going to get, you don't get the same reception. But there you go. Adelaide Collingwood probably is a good good to have those two sides play each other twice, given that they're normally involved in really good games. Like the worst Adelaide Collingwood game was probably the final last year. Penrith can play another 50 to 100. But I don't know if they want that. I don't know if they'd want him to be playing for them 3 years later down the track. It depends, I guess, on where they're at list-wise. If they're still challenging, but if they're going full rebuild, well, then again, like you probably need that mentor there. I don't think he's going on for another 2 years though. He'll play next year, I reckon, if things go well for him this year. But it'll get to a stage where he'll have the drop off will be so severe and it'll be noticeable in this final year if he continues to play on for as long as you think he will. What position did I play? I was never really locked. Like I genuinely played midfield at times, but then later on didn't play much midfield because I was like tiny, so wasn't really much of a use. And my tank wasn't as great as some of the others. And I don't think there are other reasons for that. I played forward pocket at the end of my career. Don't remember really providing too much of a spark. I kicked like 3 goals in a few games, but didn't kick a lot of goals as what a forward should be. I played half back as well at times. But I was like, I guess known as that pressure forward in a way. I was apparently applauded for my pressure, which is interesting. Still am when I play, which is funny because I don't actually think I'm that good. I just try, I guess I just try when I'm there. Do you have medals? Not any properly significant medals because again, we never won a flag. Oh, not Rayner, Draper. He's not playing Rayner. Obviously not the same player. I just heard an Aina or an Aper. Ape and Ain. Fuck me. You're under 14. I play full forward and I'm very, very tall. How tall are you then? Are you almost 6 foot then? Because if you're 6 foot as a 14-year-old, you use that to your advantage. You can dominate games, mate. Just keep eating. And Draper, I think he's missed that. When's the second half of the other game starting? Because I'm actually getting a little bit more invested now that the game's started to open up a little bit. Forward pocket is a fun position to play. Yeah, it's always more enjoyable when you're in front of the goals, probably. Especially when I was playing for a successful side that wasn't getting smashed 100-0. Because there were years where I literally would be playing and we'd be like maybe the third worst side. So the gap between the best and the worst was so severe that you would have lots of games where you'd kick one goal and lose by 130. But I actually, a lot of the time, because I didn't really give a fuck about the team I was playing for, I didn't care if we lost. I just wanted to have good stats. Originally, I actually wouldn't even give a shit who I handball the footy to. I just get my stats in my head. I'm like, I'll just handball out of the stoppage here, and I'm not going to look where I handball it. Didn't do it for that long though, until I realised that it's not a great way of getting the teammates involved and helping us win games. Just cared about the fucking stats though. But my Supercoach score would have been probably pretty bad if it was all about disposals, but not effective disposals. Here we go. Cine are going to get one here. Sarong. Nah, he doesn't even make the distance. Without a stat sheet. Yeah, but 2014, I vividly remember doing that. I'd count all my stats. And I'd be really pissed off if I start with like a 1 or 2 disposal quarter. But that's all I'd care about. Wonder if I bothered with the 1% is because that doesn't get counted on the stat sheet normally. I'm like, nah, I can't be bothered putting on that Shepherd. But I can be bothered handballing it to literally no one. Am I playing not for a full year? It's a bit too late for that now. I haven't really been too invested because I've had a bit of a rough off season. That sort of led to it a little bit, but it probably would have been good for my overall like just to have something else to do every other week, rock up to training, form a little bit more of a bond with some of the teammates, but it's a little late for that. So maybe I'll just make a few features at some stages throughout the season and I'll probably play in the biggest game. But I don't know if that's happening again. Well, actually, I do have information on that, but if I leak it, I'll probably look like a dickhead. But I'll need to redeem myself because last year I played fucking shit. Did not prepare because I didn't know what to expect, but I cramped my fucking ass off in the second half. I really should start building some muscle and cardio. That'll boost my mental and physical state a little bit for sure. Ooh, nah. Point. I took a year off footy to get better. Now I'll be playing halfback. Yeah, that's sometimes a good idea, just to take a year off, focus on just building your body and improving it all, and getting into a good rhythm and system and structure, and then you can actually rebound and look a lot like everyone be like, shit, what is it? What have you done and what have you been eating the last year? You look like a completely different person. Because you can direct more of your attention to that, and you are less worried about maybe lack of recovery as well, because you don't want to be going too hard at the gym and all that during game weeks as well. Why have I got messages from Kev's Magpies? Sorry, just replying to someone. Hello, how have you been? Yeah, not bad, Arjun. Hopefully you're also going well. Thanks for the 9-month membership. You could have the Telstra whistle as your celebration for goals. Nah, but it's already been done. I think Ginnivan's done it already. But I've got to pre-prepare celebrations. I'm not going to be able to make one on the spot because you just know I'm going to look like a complete fucking cockhead. What would my celebration be? Like I literally feel like I'm the only person I know that doesn't have aura. I'm also playing backup ruck because I'm like the tallest under 14. Yeah, well, you're going to be used as that position. Are you any good at rucking, or do you have to develop your craft still? Surely the 20,000 call and I want Ginnivan's hair back. Mate, he'll change it in 5 weeks, most likely, anyways. As the other... Yeah, there's nothing in the Sydney v Brisbane game, unfortunately. I was actually expecting a lot more of a fight from Brisbane, despite their out. It hasn't been the case. So we're going to go back and resume. And I wonder if I'll get a visit from anyone from the party downstairs, perhaps. And I say, quote unquote, party. It's not the party you think it is. So Rochelle, I think, is lining up here. And I don't get to see how they actually linked up there. They perhaps may have had one of their best passes to play all game. I am on Dacos watch, yeah. It'd be interesting to see how many disposals he keeps racking up with how influential he can be in games when he gets the footy, because he's so good with it. I don't know if any of you guys saw his blind turn in the second quarter of the Saints game, and then that kick from the outside of the boot. You know, no one really is going to pull those sort of kicks off other than the very best. And Nick Dacos is one of those players. What is happening downstairs? Maybe an orgy. I don't know. I'm not going downstairs. You've got plenty of aura. Well, if I keep telling myself I don't have aura, it's probably not going to help me think that I have it when situations arise where I need aura. But, oh man, there are lots of things I'd like to change about myself. But you've got to put the hard work. You can't just be like, oh, yep, all right. This is where I'm going to be tomorrow. Things are going to just change. It's not quite like that. It's not so easy. Who's your least favorite footy player? You know, I really don't like Tom Lynch. I really don't. He wasn't the greatest bloke to me when I did meet him at an event. But it's not even because of that. I just don't like the way he plays. He's just such a fucking prick. So I was actually laughing my ass off that he was missing, even though I wanted Richmond to win. But I mean, Tom Lynch is just a player. I don't have like a locked-in player. Man, that's a bad turnover, that. Looks like views have been down for AFL YouTubers lately. Do you agree? Well, I haven't really been taking much of a notice because I haven't been checking analytics much at all or anything like that, or comparing. I've been actually comparing myself in other metrics, but not in views as much. But I've got like some really banging videos coming out over the next few weeks. So hopefully the one that I was talking to you guys about earlier, if I can execute that to as perfection as I can, and promote it well through Insta, which is going to be a daily thing, then yeah, I think that video should do well. I haven't actually checked to see that stadiums video I did, like the one where I went to all the stadiums last year, if that is now starting to tick in views. But I've only posted like a handful of videos in this footy season, and it's been fine. It hasn't really seen a massive drop off at all. Nice stuff from Cummin. He's kicked his second, and he's coming all the way to a... Thinking of some fucking joke to make there. I don't have any. I'm not the sort of person that can think quickly like that half the time. I appreciate it, Fletcher. I appreciate when I get people like that coming up to me at the footy and they actually are like genuinely stoked to see me, not just taking the piss. And I don't care that much. They take the piss. I'm just awkward, so I don't know what to say. I'm like, all right, cool, mate. Well, it's a group of like 15 people yelling my name. I'm like, cool, mate. I kind of also just want to live my life and go about things normally, but that's the price you pay when you make content, I guess. But yeah, definitely could probably have been posting more of this, more stuff over the last few weeks. So I could still be definitely doing more, but that's all right. Building into it. Bro, Cardi, just start spamming Ryder Henry's breakfast recipe and you'll follow his fitness tips and you'll have aura forever. Yeah, but that's the thing, right? Because I don't feel like I've got aura. I'm not going to be one to give people advice and put myself out there like that. How can you have aura when you're dressed in your mum's pajamas with the shittest haircut of all time? Doing... I put it on myself doing that sort of shit. Ever since Lynch hit butts in the Richmond v Crows, I've never liked him. And that's what I'm saying. He's going to get that crap out of his game. It's still Thorpe. He's my man for the comment. He's only kicked the one, though. I actually may have regretted that. Although it's very, very early days. I can't say he's no chance, but... put them up by 17 points here. Sarah will be glad. The only right answer for worst player is Jack Ginnivan. He's not the worst player. I think he's a fairly solid contributor to the Hawthorn. But most hated. I'm sure a lot of people have him up there. I know Studi hates the fucking bloke. And he's kicked the goal, so they're up by 17. Had the opportunity to go and say hello to Studi again today at halftime, but well, I don't know about unfortunately, but I didn't end up doing so because I had a few other people come up to me and had a chat. So yeah, sort of took my time talking to them instead of Studi. He's at this game. I think he told me. I'm going to sleep. I have a birthday tomorrow. What time's your birthday? Like what, 9 in the morning? Or are you preparing for it or some shit? Because it's kind of early. I'd say it's quite early for a Saturday night. Yes, I'd like to go to sleep a bit earlier in my day-to-day life, but even I can admit 9 a.m. is a bit early, 9 p.m. is a bit early. But fair enough. Do what you want. Well, again, thank you, Fletcher. It's really nice of you to say that. Shows that there is still people out there that support me and all that. Not that there are ever not, but sometimes it feels like that isn't the case when you've taken a bit of a hiatus. Yeah, Adelaide are looking deadly now, aren't they? Which is worrying for Collingwood. They've kicked 3 quick ones here, the Crows. I think they've kicked 3 quick ones. Or they're up at halftime. They might have been up at halftime. What a kick. Holy shit. Is that Pedlar? Man, they're actually killing it right now. Was that Pedlar? 15? No, it's Cook. Pedlar's 10. The Pies haven't really been pressuring the Crows at all this quarter, you're right. And there you go. You get it through the middle like that and you open up your opportunities. That's a good vision. But from 55 out, that's in that spot as well. Just curled around. Great kick. Will I be going to any games? No, I'm going to go to Saints v Melbourne. I actually would... Oh, man, I'm actually excited to watch West Coast Gold Coast. I'm really intrigued by the games between the very lowest sides and the very top sides to see how badly things could get ugly-wise. And it's always a very intriguing watch for mine. So I definitely won't be one of those people that will think it's an irrelevant game, which it is, I guess, irrelevant. Archie's going to go and line up for their 5th in a row. And this could almost take everything that Collingwood are capable of throwing at the Crows out of them if they kicks this, to be honest. I don't think they're going to come back from 29 points, the Pies. They haven't got the quality, which pisses me off a little bit. So I thought this would continue being a tight one. Nah, he's missed it. Perhaps at the Lions he wouldn't be missing those. Actually, probably not. They do miss quite a bit, the Lions. I believe they're like 4-10 right now. Houston continuing to rack it up. I mean, it helps when you take the kick-outs. You kind of want to pick players that take the kick-outs in your fantasy teams. I am pissed off I didn't pick Houston. I just didn't have any faith as much as other seasons he's had. There is no run in Collingwood's game, for fuck's sakes. Here, actually, this is promising. Ed Allen actually decides to do something. Nice. Needs to kick this Steele. Rowan Steele, he's already kicked one and he slotted it from the 50. Not often barracking for the Pies, but at the moment I'm going to be riding on every single play that they have at the moment. 9 to 25 in the hitouts. Holy, is McAndrew's bloody dominating Cameron. Was Thilthorpe 2024 injury a blessing in disguise? Probably. It just helped him completely change from being still a bit of a raw key forward to an absolute beast. Oh, I forgot. I don't have a Collingwood Guernsey. If I had a Collingwood kit, I was going to put it on and piss off a few people. I don't have an F1 team, but everyone seems to be saddened by the loss of Oscar Piastri after last week, so I'll go him. Who is he? He's Mercedes, right? I might be fucking wrong, and that's bad. But I haven't got any F1 ball knowledge or car knowledge or whatever. I don't really have a team. I'm not that invested, but I don't hate the sport. But sometimes I almost feel like it's not a sport. But I guess it doesn't have to involve a ball all the time to be a real sport. McLaren. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's bullshit. He's not, yeah, McLaren. I probably, again, should have known that because of a couple of promotional things he's done with them. But there's you go. Like, I wasn't confident in my answer. That would have looked a lot worse. So I was like, yeah, no, I'm did I say Mercedes? Yeah, I'm Mercedes because of, Piastri. That would have looked really bad. Well, everyone quickly let me know about that error. He's missed it. Oh, no, he hasn't. I thought he missed that, Solego. F1 isn't a sport every kid can... Well, no, it isn't. It's one you fucking can follow. And if you somehow get lucky enough, maybe you make it into one of the lower... whatever the lower leagues are, and then you step up and build your way ahead. I don't know how you'd probably have to be really good at, like, go-karting and all that shit. That's probably where you start if you wanted to make that a career as a kid. I couldn't tell you. I know someone who actually is racing for a Victorian team who used to go to school with. So he's actually done all right for himself, but that's not very common career path. Who's going to have access to a Formula One race car that they can just train with? You'd probably need to be, being rich would help. Or just knowing a lot of important people in the industry. My school made a new rule to not allow phones to be used before and after. Would you say that's a bit too far or not? Well, before and after is, yeah. During school, I can understand. Like, in the moment, I'd be annoyed. But I can understand why. It is a very heavy distraction, and people are going to disobey that law or that rule regard. But what, during, like, before and after, that's where I draw the line off for sure. I assume that's just in the school grounds, though. It's not like they can't enforce it outside of the school grounds, clearly. Brisbane's improving, though. I don't think they'll beat the Swans tonight. Well, it's 3/4 time in that game. Then if they make up a 6-goal margin, I'd be really impressed. But tell you what, though, 5 goals 10 isn't great. Is it the third quarter? So the last quarter started, they kicked a goal. Oscar Jack Piastri, born 6th of April. So you've just plugged that in from Wikipedia, pasting it to the chat. Is an Australian racing driver who competes in the Formula 1 for McLaren. Well, next time anyone asks me, I'll just say I'm a McLaren fan. Aren't they they're the papaya team? I believe that is a true fact. Don't know why, but I just know that I think that is true. Watch people go, no, that's fucking Mercedes, you cunt. All my friends sneak their phones. Yeah, no, I do it as well. Did it. Like, uni, they don't give a shit. I was actually doing my uni work at times on my phone because my laptop wouldn't fucking work. Wouldn't connect to the internet. And I'd be like, well, what's the point of even coming here if I'm not going to be able to use the internet? If it would just not work. I've tried twice with the IT people to fix it. And I'm like, well, if I'm just using my phone to do some of these tasks, like, it's pretty inconvenient. Yes, I did. Yes, they are. But why are they that? I actually feel like I know why, but I'm not going to be able to explain it because I don't know enough. And Thilthorpe marks, and I'll have a shot 50 out. This is disappointing, actually. This Saturday night, Super Saturday, whatever they want to call it on Fox. Two pretty hyped games, given the the quality of the two sides, and they could both end up being pretty boring ones, lopsided, and not particularly high scoring either. And he's put it straight through the middle. Thilthorpe kicks his third. I say the reason I said fifth there was because I was reading the margin. They're 5 goals up. It's a Kelly Underwood blunder. Do you know Max Verstappen? Yeah, I know him personally. No, I do know him. Yeah. Who else? George Russell. Lando Norris. Have you ever been to Bendigo before? I have been to Bendigo a couple of times. My grandma was born in Bendigo. I have 30 lunchtime detentions for having my phone. You'd think you'd learn your lesson by now. And why would they just keep giving you a lunchtime detention if you've had 30 for the same reason? Wouldn't they up the? They'd probably up the penalties. Otherwise, they clearly don't care enough. If you're just getting a lunchtime, clearly you don't care enough. You've already got 30. Interstate teams looking dangerous this year. Yeah, I know. I was talking about it earlier. I think it's going to be interstate team top 4. But the Bulldogs might challenge that. I think that's Bulldogs and the Cats are the only two teams, in my opinion, that can make top 4 who are not interstate. I'm not thinking Hawthorn. Like, I know they were very damaging last night, but fuck, it was just Essendon that were that bad that made it look better for them. Do you think we can beat you tomorrow? Yeah, I do. No, if you're talking about Melbourne, I think you guys can. Like, you'll be spirited after a rejuvenated off-season, and you're going to have new players in the side. But again, maybe it's kind of like us, the Saints. Fuck's sake, Thilthorpe's going to go for a 4th here. Wow. This game's really starting to, go out of hands for the Pies. It's becoming almost unmanageable, the lead, to get back from this. I don't think Collingwood have enough. They're going to struggle to score this year if they're only scoring 38 points. Collingwood's defence is starting to get exposed here. Let's see. Thilthorpe for his 4th. What a quarter he's having. And I say it doesn't look like missing. Unfortunately, it did. Let's get the likes up on the stream, everyone. And hit that subscribe button if you're sort of enjoying this. Just enjoying these random chats we're having. It seems the right side is missing the scoring end. You might be right. Doesn't bode well for the Saints. Mate, they played it like it was their grand final last week. I know they didn't. We probably were the ones, if anything, that should have, but hey, it reaffirms my belief that I don't think Collingwood are that good of a side this year. So disappointing. Yeah, definitely more disappointing after this performance than last week, but just completely out-coached last week. Collingwood for the wooden spoon. Can you imagine that? Collingwood v Carlton would be an interesting game, especially if Collingwood don't get another win until that moment. He's kicked it as well. Well, that was Pedler, right? They can't lose it from here, the Crows. They're not going to lose it from here. Not sure why Craig McRae's on the bench. He always is, though, in all fairness. 10-8, 68. Oh, what the fuck is it saying that for? Should be 11-9. Did you play footy as a kid? I did play footy as a kid. I was always into footy, playing it and watching it. But I said before, I never really took it as serious as I should have. Likewise, a lot of other people that I played footy with. Only a select few really did and go and go above and beyond and do the things that that you're probably not as expected to do. But yeah, I did play. Look at the scores from set shots. Wow. Collingwood haven't scored a goal from set shots this game, whereas Adelaide have gotten 9 of their 11 from set shots. That's a crazy stat. I don't think I've seen it that lopsided before. Well, that's the way I like to play. No way the Crows actually win. What do you mean, no way they actually win this? Frampton gets another free kick. Dacos has had and also Dacos' impact this quarter has been nullified as well. He's only had 3 disposals. You take him out the game and it opens things up a little bit. Oh, nice from Schultz. Here's Elliott. Probably the second disposal he's had all game. How many touches has Elliott had? That it literally was his second. And Membry, by the way, has only touched it once. Their forward line has just been completely out fucking muscled. Oh, I actually understand why it did that, because I clicked on the wrong button. Well, I'm getting my tips right so far. Yeah, no, it was looking pretty good in the first few games. Obviously, most people would have picked the Blues and would have picked the Hawks and probably the Dogs as well, and then it all sort of crumbled from there. But thankfully, I didn't go the Lions. There'd be a few that probably would have picked the Lions, even if they didn't see all the outs. I'm spewing that the game isn't streaming unless you're an SA, apparently. Even the game this stream is all I have. Well, that's the, unfortunately, this day and age. Yeah, everything's behind a paywall nowadays, so there's nothing you want's on free to air. I believe you're probably a Collingwood supporter or a fan of one of these two sides. So I'll try and do my best I can. I don't even know if I could be the only person streaming this game, perhaps. I do weekly live streams where I chat and semi-cover the game. So if you guys want to subscribe, feel free to. Let's get that to 56.650. And they haven't been able to lock it in the forward 50 either. I feel like it's just gone straight back out for the most part. Where is Membry? You're a Crows fan. Right. Well, you'd be happy to see at least your side doing well. It would have probably been nicer to... Seriously, you must not be from SA, like you said in the comment then, because they would have had a live broadcast for the Crows and Port games, but it's shit that they don't do it in Melbourne, I agree. Because this would have definitely been free to air if they hadn't changed that broadcast deal that they did last year. They're trying to put a positive spin on it, but there's not a lot of positivity that has come from it. Radio is still free live, but not the same. Well, radio, you can't watch it, but at least you're probably going to get more insight than a fucking stream like this. Selling myself a little dirty there, to be honest. Oh my God, Membry's having a stinker. He couldn't even get a disposal there. Look at Dacos. Smooth moving to side bottom. Can the Pies get a couple more to finish the quarter off to give themselves a tiny bit of belief? My guess is no. I love living in Victoria and going for it. It's rare. There aren't many Victorians that I know that support Adelaide or Port. Any particular reason you go for them? Are you like based in the city or more so out at the country? Elliott nowhere near it. Schultz is somewhere near it and kicks their 6th. Schultz does look lively. I'll give him that. He's improved his game ever since having that poor year. And was it 2024? I really hope Abby and my sister don't come upstairs. I'm trying to invest in this game. I don't want them to fucking ruin it. For those that don't know what I'm talking about, I've got a sister who has this party with a bunch of people downstairs, and they're going to come upstairs to try and ruin the stream. Well, they don't want to ruin it, but it is sort of ruining it. I'm getting close to the SA border somewhere. How many years is this broadcast deal for? I could look it up for you, but I believe it's at least for the next 5. It's because of the Thursday games, but I don't think we've actually. I think we end up getting less free-to-air footy overall. I'm almost certain. It just doesn't add up. It's 3 a year now. 3 a round now. I believe it used to be 4. And back in the day, they used to have channel 10, 9, and 7 all do the games, so there'd be a lot more. But it's a bit of a monopoly now, isn't it? If you're reading this chat, come upstairs. No, I don't think they're reading. I do not. I really don't think they're reading this chat. They're more invested in whatever else they're doing. Chicken burger. Chicken burger. I'd love to meet Clayton one day. He seems like a really bright. Well, okay, maybe I used the wrong word, but he seems like a charming guy. Someone that'll put a smile to your face just by having any interaction with him. Phil Thorpe. Go, mate. For the sake of scoring, just go quickly, and that'll probably do more damage than not. And Tex, who I kind of forgot was playing, misses. Why did he go so aggressively like that? Why was he so aggressive with the way he turned around and... He's been a fucking... I'm not a liability. He just hasn't been sided today. 9 never did footy. No, they used to... I'm almost certain they used to do some games. I'm almost certain. Back in the day, though. They never did any of the big games, but they almost certainly... I'm almost certain. Please check your messages. I sent you something asking about something in the future. Well, what's your Instagram? Not sure if it's a popular... No, a lot of people can agree with you that Channel 10 was peak footy. But am I not old enough to really understand what it was like back then? Because I was only like 7, 8 when Channel 10 broadcast... when they broadcast the footy, it sort of stopped. 2011, wasn't it? I've got to kick another one here, the Pies. The crowd's getting invested in some sense. It's probably because of the umpiring, though. 9 was peak cricket. Yeah, it's like Channel 7 have just taken everything and just ruined it. They don't have the tennis now as well, do they? I'm pretty sure the tennis is still 9. I sent it on TikTok as well. Well, you're sending it on the wrong platform. I'm not really one that checks my TikTok messages that much. But I'm sure I'll be a bit more on that as I post more, but I haven't been like on TikTok that often, maybe a few times a week. Where I'm able to watch these games. Well, you can go to the MCG if you want right now, but I'm not sure if you'll make it in time. But you should know by now that they advertise it that much. The only way you can watch every game live and free is through KO, subscribing to KO. But for a lot of people, that's not worth it. I mean, I pay for it because it is certainly worth it for me being able to watch every game plus other sports. But that entire first half, I'll be honest with you, it was a garbage quality and reception, and I'm like, well, that does not deserve $30 a month out of my pocket. Tennis was the only thing 7 did well, but they gave that to... Yeah, so that's 7 used to the tennis then, right? Dacos, well done. Perryman over to side bottom. You know, half their goals are coming from outside 50 almost. Schultz is unlucky not to get a free there. Unlucky, but he's probably... That's probably fine to just not play it on. I miss when you could connect 3 concurrent KO streams. And why do they... remember that was actually why a lot of people got KO for that, because of that feature. Was it split screen or whatever? Wonder why they got rid of it. Quainer. Yeah, but they find their marks in really difficult spots. That's why they can never nail their set shots. How many goals did the Pies kick from set shots last week? Because I haven't kicked one yet today. Karma for all the other times. Yeah, maybe for the Bulldogs game in round 2. Maybe that North game as well. I remember that North game last, I think it was 2024. That was a ripper. They came back from 50 odd. Unfortunately, couldn't convert. So it's going to be a... Unfortunately, it's not probably going to be much of a contest in the last quarter. I don't think Collingwood are going to come back from 30 down, but we've seen crazier things. But just with the way this game's gone, Adelaide seemed to have it in control. Even though they got a lot back into the game in that second. They had a lot of chances. 7 did the Olympics. Yeah, well, 7 do most of the sports, don't they? But I'm not really... I haven't got an opinion on 7's Olympic coverage. Look at the fucking Collingwood fans sticking the finger. Like, calm down. Well, the only thing you can be passionate about because everything else in your life's crumbling apart. Surprised Collingwood... I wouldn't actually be that surprised if the average attendance for Collingwood games drops because of the price of the cost of living. The Pies fans just simply can't afford it. The recent Winter Olympics were on 9. Yeah. Actually, I wonder why that's the case. We just got the finger on KO. I feel like I don't really care about the finger anymore. Like, you can just whip one out. No one's really going to give a shit. If anything, they actually embrace it. Oh, you'd still get a fine, though, I think, in AFL. I actually don't know. Is it still a fine? All right, let's watch the rest of the Sydney v Brisbane game then, I guess. Not really expecting a lot. What's it now? It's 43 points. Just a really an unmemorable game, really. That's all I can say. Like, no one's going to be looking back at this game a few years down the track and go, geez, you know, remember that Sydney v Brisbane classic in round 1? Last year's game was good in round 1. Who's been scoring all the goals? Well, Marty's kicked 5. Zorko is like genuinely a steal to have in Supercoach. What's he got right now? Let's have a look, shall we? Although I only have him in draft. What's he got? He's got 119 fantasy points. He's only got 97 Supercoach. What the fuck? You should raid Northy stream. Oh, is Northy stream? Not yet. If he's still streaming afterwards. I don't think I've done a raid in ages. Feels like raids on YouTube aren't a thing any like no one does them anymore. Nick Day costs 97 in Supercoach. I'm definitely getting invested in a lot of these what do you call like fantasy games, I guess. Blakey with 120, Gordon with 112. Please tell me I have Gordon right. Fucking idiot. I don't have Gordon. I have Gordon in fantasy though. He's at 101. Jesus Christ. They're playing against the Lions like they're playing against one of the bottom 4 sides right now. Like just doing all these fancy tricks. Because has Kerno actually kicked a goal yet? No. What a flop. Although it's probably a positive in a way. Sydney can score 100 points against the reigning premiers and without Kerno doing anything. Gordon out of this game with a shoulder. Oh, fuck's sakes. Really? Is it a... I doubt it's a serious old shoulder injury, but he has had shoulder issues in the past. And at what stage of the game was that the case there, Sportsnut? That pisses me off slightly. No Heaney, they said. So they might be without Heaney they're talking about. Is he possibly on suspension? What part of the game did that happen? No, I didn't bet on this match. After the free game today, how do you think they go this year? Well, I still think they should be aiming for top 4, but that'll be bitterly disappointing because that could be one they end up ruining. Could cost them a top 2 spot. Do you plan on going to any games in Adelaide? I definitely do. How do you reckon the Saints will go against the Ds? I definitely reckon a response. And hopefully we continue the trend of sides from opening round winning the week after losing, although Brisbane aren't going to be that side to... Funnily, of all teams, Brisbane won't be the side to do that. That's actually a big blow. And Sydney have Hawthorn next week as well. Did you see Kelly Underwood said that Heaney loves playing this one? Yeah. I feel like you can almost cut her a bit of slack because, I mean, I know she's a professional, but, like, I mean, I make mistakes like that often, but I guess I'm not expected to do that. Well, she's literally the main commentator, like, broadcasting the game that everyone watches nationally, so... And her voice just isn't made out for commentating, in my opinion. But I don't think she's as shit as she used to be. But I didn't see that, though, Lenny. It's probably posted all over social media, so... Yikes for her. Generally, I don't know, just saw him on the bench with a graphic saying Gordon out with the shoulder. And that was one of the worst kicks I've seen. From Rayner. You'd be maybe concerned, though, from this performance, because I thought they'd be more competitive, Brisbane. They haven't really looked anywhere near it. Three minutes, I believe, will probably just eat into this last quarter of the other game if we watch the rest of it. And they're peppering them now, the Swans. They'd be top of the ladder now, Sydney, with their percentage. What's the ladder looking like? They'd be either second or first, but I think they're first. And please reply. Well, it must be urgent then. Why am I not getting your message on Instagram unless you've requested me here? Holy crap. I didn't realize all of these people mentioned me on their story. Where's your message? It's not in the hidden requests. Can't find it. What's your account name? I had a basketball game today and the winner is playing finals and our opponent's last game on 93-36 and we beat him 72-54. Solid. Winner plays the grand final or is it just like a finals? And in junior basketball, is it a best of 3 or best of 5 series in the finals or do they just play the one game? TikTok. Oh. I thought you said it was Instagram. And TikTok. And that kick from Lockie Neal has gone 10 rows back. Goodness gracious me. All right, well, we can move to the other game now. There's nothing really left to go through with Sydney v Brisbane, unfortunately. I reckon Melbourne St Kilda tomorrow could be close. If anyone wants to put like a bet on the line, I think the line will be I think Melbourne will match it. I'm really not that confident. Schultz has put it through. Who knows? There could still be some feeling left in this game. Collingwood have put it through. As I forgot about the fact that the game actually was running for the last 3 minutes. And that's the first goal they kicked from set shots all game. And one of the first probably from the whole year. Best of one in my games at Altona next Saturday at 12. Should get some of the Div 12 Resis lads to head there. They probably won't. And by the way, next week I will be... Can't reveal anything, but I will probably not be able to do any shit like that. But if you had like a game on a Tuesday night, I'd consider it. I DM you on TikTok, you follow me. Yeah, I've got the notification on TikTok. We'll just have to have a look at it. It's at the G, which perhaps favours the Ds. Well, it would favour the Ds being at the MCG. Although I've always thought we've always been alright at the G because we like to play the width of the ground, but lately we've not actually been able to get the results at the G. I think we've been a little hit or miss at the G as of late. Last year we lost against Carlton, although the years prior we beat Essendon, we beat Collingwood, so it's like we want to play more footy at the G, so we want to learn how to win the big games there. We play 3 games there this year, which is exciting. 2 of them being the first 2 rounds. We play Melbourne, Richmond as well. So if we don't at least win 1 or 2 of the games of the G, I'll be fucking furious. No one will be able to go if we make it. What's on the 28th? Or is it just because it's so early and people are just not going to be fucked? 28th, isn't that on a Thursday? Wait, what? Thursday at 10:30? That is a 10:30 p.m. Why so late? I assume it's not in the morning. You'd have school, right? Or is it a school thing? No, Peatling hasn't got it through. The Pharaoh could have sealed the game right there. No one's really talking about TikTok. Someone just wants me to reply to their comment, which I will. The Candyman. Oh, my Lord, Houston. You might be racking the footy up, but you're not doing a lot with your disposals. What was that? At least their kicking's good. At least they still find a way to make the kicks work. Like side bottom, you want the ball in his hand. You want the ball in Josh Dacos's hand. You probably want him in Quain also. Collingwood have an elite kicking team. But fuck, when they go inside 50, they make things difficult. Schultz did well to make a contest. McCreary. No, Allen. They look somewhat similar. Not really, though. Dacos couldn't do that. He gets it back, though. All good steal there from Saligo. And that isn't high. Saturday. Wait, I thought the 28th was... Oh, wait, I looked at the wrong... Sorry, I thought that... I literally read the calendar wrong. That is the 28th. We play footy at 12:35. That is so early. So gates are going to open when people might be having breakfast. Nice kick, Dacos. Give it back. Oh, I reckon you should have gone to give it to Nick instead of going to Elliot, because Elliot hasn't... Well, he's got no form right now, has he? Who knows? This game might end up being half decent if the Pies can find a couple more goals here. Only 2 games are in a different state apart from Melbourne. It's like gather out of Melbourne. Well, part of that's because of the Matildas. They're playing their games in Perth for the Asian Cup. I'm not sure why Perth is the preferred venue or city or whatever, but yeah, the West Coast and Freo games aren't home games for them, as Jamie Elliott puts it through. West Coast have Gold Coast away tomorrow. But yeah, I actually didn't realize there were that many games. I thought there were like 5 or 6. I did not realize there were 7. I could have easily, if I wanted to, try to make a trip to all 7 games. But that would have been difficult today, especially because why would I go to Geelong? I'd be missing too many games of footy. You'll promote your semi-final on my Instagram. If we make it, Granny, I'll promote that too. Yeah, you may as well. Get people down, get people informed, see how it goes. So your semis next week, you said? And then the week after it is a Granny. You know, it wouldn't be a terrible... Where would you play the grand final? If you made it a big thing, I reckon there'd be people that would turn up. I'd consider it. Get me a good excuse to be up early. But where do you play your games? John Dawson's got 17 but he hasn't had a massive influence. But he should get to 20. That's from a big call, for those wondering. And I know it says the line's under, but I actually... Or over on the graphic, but I actually Don't know why it says that. It should be over. Or it should be under. Waste. Ed Allen should have passed it. Bit greedy there. But it looks like Collingwood have got their game back. It's 3 goals. They want to cut it to maybe a 1-goal margin. And that'll really test the Crows' maturity. Dacos already on 30 disposals. Josh is on 24. Wow, Josh has been a great get on fantasy. I have to admit. Nice tackles, crisp. But true, no Adelaide because of Ed Sheeran. And that, well, yeah, there you go. But hey, the AFL don't mind having these games in Melbourne because they attract big crowds. But I don't think the crowd numbers have been as high as previous round ones. I don't think this is going to break any records. Last year was a record breaker for most fans in one round. Oh, Altona's a shit area to travel to for someone like myself. But I know it's quite close to you. The scheduling must be a nightmare. Well, that's why you have to have these like tours and all that, like, and other sporting events scheduled so far in advance. Because like it's not like Ed Sheeran can go like 3 months before with a footy season already out. Oh well, sorry, but I want to have the my concert at the Adelaide Oval. You're just gonna have to move the Adelaide Oval game to an away one. They wouldn't be allowed to do that. But fuck Ed Sheeran, honestly. How did Sydney beat Brisbane? Why is that a surprise? Like, are you living in 2025 still? Sydney were $1.40 favourites. That's something you would say, I guess, if they were the $2.80 underdogs, perhaps, but not even. Yeah, I know he's a Saints fan. No, I say fuck Ed Sheeran because he should have performed a free concert on Sunday at the MCG, but he backed out of it. Drop mark. Drop mark. They'll probably find a goal still here, I feel. Collingwood's defence look a little shaky here, especially ground level. Neil Bullen. Oh, it's a Falcon. Was it? 19-point margin, 12:43 on the clock. Collingwood had the momentum. Josh Dacos taking the kick out. McCreary, he's the excitement machine. He's got that X-Factor speed. Quainer moving up the ground. Here we go. Collingwood are finding something here. Inside 50, 2-on-1. Memory's had a stinker. He's got a free. I don't know about that, but perhaps it makes up for some of the missed calls earlier. Memory, of all plays. He hasn't had a disposal yet. I think he's had one. He didn't kick a goal last week as well. But you don't need to have a massive impact to still make your moment count. You can have a really quiet game, but still be the difference maker. That's AFL footy for you. You can have a huge last quarter. You just got to make your moments count. He has to make this moment count. I haven't checked the AFL website, but I know that's updated the score because I'm a little behind. He's normally pretty accurate, isn't he? He's missed that, and he'd be pissed about that, wouldn't he? Could not find the big sticks. It's funny how so many Carlton fans are just absolutely just... I know it's like a relief you still win and all that, but I just absolutely like just miserable that they won the game. It's like the worst win ever. I did make a post about that. It probably is the worst win I can recall from a side in quite some time. But like, did Carlton really have that many greater expectations this year, even though I had them 10th? Membry! Temi Membry. He earned that one. Maybe he'll go back and convert now because I don't think he earned the last one. So it was a bit of karma. Nah, it's all good, Lenny. I'm a tiny bit behind. It's just because of KO. Bullshit platform. Wait, but I shouldn't be so behind because everyone else will be watching on KO as well. But I think it's just the stream latency. Huge kick, massive pressure on Tim Membry here. Needs to convert. Missed the previous one. He's had a quiet, dirty night. He has put it through. The former Saints cuts the margin down to 12 points. And the Pies are coming here with a massive surge of momentum. Oh, Foxtel. Yeah, Foxtel's bloody no delay. True. Which is a bit shit, right? Isn't it? It's because it's cable. Try to guess what team I go for. I really don't. West Coast, mate. You seem like a West Coast fan. Look, it's hard to stay alert and get your game back going your way when Collingwood are ringing around the Collingwood chant. The fans are really believing right now. Oh, g'day, Andy. Well, I would have thought at 3/4 time, you could have almost put your feet up and gone, well, maybe we've actually got it in the bag for once. Never seems to be the case. The Crows have sort of stopped. Collingwood are winning it out the middle as well. Pendlebury. Nick Dacos takes a bounce. Goes long. But unfortunately, the targets just really aren't there for the Pies. Piss off, you fucking soft cocks. That wasn't a free. Was not a free. Yeah, but I thought that was past the Pies, to be honest. I really thought they were cooked at the 3/4 time siren. Hopefully you've got Nick Dacos in your team, though, there, Andy. And if you picked Houston, you're smart. Walker. What? Mate, I hate the stand rule. I hate it. And that's a 100-meter play right there. They didn't get back quickly enough, and Fogarty should kick this. Don't get me wrong, I was absolutely wrapped on... No, well, it's kind of like what I felt after the string of 4 wins against the shit sides last year. But that was more... The feeling of... That flat feeling was more because of the fact we hadn't signed Naz yet. And none of the wins against the bottom sides probably seemed convincing enough for him to stay signed. But he did end up signing. And I guess it was the end of the year, so it didn't really matter. Fogarty's a really good kick, and he's put it through. No doubts with that one. And it's 18 points now. That's a huge goal in this game. Stand rules ruined. I'd love to see a replay of that decision, by the way. I'd love to see a replay. So who was it against? I still don't know why it matters, though. But they didn't even attempt to stand, but it was just like a brain fade. It's very harsh. And I'm sure Collingwood fans would be pissed and they'd blame the what's the free kick count? You can't really read heavily into the free kick count anymore now. 14-13. Not as high as I expected it to be. Josh Dacos and Nick. Well, I mean, they've got a better midfield right now, the Pies, so they should take advantage of that. Adelaide's midfield's a little bit weak right now. No Rankin, but their tall timber has really been a problem for the Pies today. Nice handball. Pendlebury smart. Quainer. They've got to be pure really from here. They can't afford to make too many more mistakes. And that somehow stays in. Just a shit kick. Very lucky, fortunate there from the Pies that came off the boot of Murray. So there's 18 points, 8:43. Schultz will run the arc and... Well, it wasn't really it was a bit of a nothing kick. It's going to go back to Adelaide. Through a kick in, but it's a 67-84 game. People like the last touch rule, but I don't. It's not junior footy, get a grip. Well, junior footy don't have the last touch rule either. You can punt it 50 metres across the face of your goals and it won't be called deliberate. They don't have that as a rule. And they wouldn't have the stand rule. I don't know. Junior footy don't have the centre bounce removed either, do they? It's just the AFL. Because why would you get rid of it? There's no need. I mean, I guess the umpires don't need to worry about... They don't need to practice that skill anymore. But if you're umpiring an under-16s Division 3 game, you're never going to be in contention to become an AFL umpire, I wouldn't have thought. Especially if you're 45 years old or something like that. Nice. Oh, you got to stick those tackles. Pendlebury's there. In and under. It did for me. Collingwood just have a little bit more energy in them right now. This Crows defense is just a little too good though, isn't it? A little bit too good. Another one. Man, this umpire's just enforcing everything. He's wanting to take complete control of this game. It's like he just wants all the attention to himself. Or he's got a bet against the Pies. I swear, if you're going to enforce every single little fine detail, then there'd be more of these paid, right? In my junior league, under 8s to 10s, there was a last touch rule. Maybe in the very junior leagues, but I never played last touch rule. Nor have I, even in the local games I do watch, I don't remember the last touch rule being a thing. Keys is going to kick this, isn't he? The Czech side will probably win them the game. Huge goal from the Crows. They lead it by 23 points. That should be the game. They just have a little bit more of a dangerous forward line. They just have too many dangerous targets, the Crows. Crows and Collingwood are two least favourite teams. You're a Port Adelaide fan, my guess would be. Now, the confidence to take a shot like that in that moment, that's a really good finish. A really strong finish from Keys. So how long now? There's like 6.5 minutes. Even that Collingwood fan behind couldn't believe it. He's like, well, what can you do about that? Well, I don't know if the Kais still have it in them this year to be performing miracles out of their back pocket, or are they like? Because I actually thought that was going to be the case when the Pies played the Lions in the prelim last year. I thought, well, they're down by 4 goals. Brisbane have everything going their way, but maybe the Pies still have something left in the tank. What the Crows can do now is just chew a couple minutes off the clock, and that'll be it. You very rarely see the inside-out bananas pay off like that. So it's at 23 points. And the final margin for the other game ended up being 44 points. Houston, yeah, I don't know why he's just killing a bit of time and just waiting for players to do stuff for him. He just needs to make the kick and make the play happen himself. Yeah, you don't play like you're trying to defend the game when you're down by this amount with 6 minutes to go. You would rather lose by 6 goals. At least trying to take the game on than play safe. No use playing safe. Keys again. And Walker almost. I don't think Walker's scored yet. Quainer's got to be quick. Damn, Dacos might not even actually end up getting 100 here, Josh. That'll be annoying because he was on 94 at 3/4 time almost. Because of the Crows and Lions, my tips is messed up. Yeah, I think most people would probably have more than me after tonight. Because I've gotten 2 games wrong as well. Adelaide are going to win this now. They've killed a minute. Oh, Frampton. He can't clunk onto them. Neil Bullen coming. 1 mark and it's over for Adelaide. Maynard. They've... See, this is where you're just going to turn the ball over, aren't you? You just can't be that flawless. You can't expect to be that flawless now. It's holding the ball. The game's done. Even if he misses, the game's over. Another free. This is why the Bozers in green ruin a lovely game. Mate, this is Collingwood. At least you should be happy to see that they're getting fucked over by the umps for once. But again, I don't really know if that should have been a free kick. He didn't try to release it though. He wasn't making an attempt. What score did McAndrew end up getting? 89. Oh no, 69. He misses there, but I don't think it matters, to be honest. They did exactly what they wanted to do there. Houston's just taking all the freaking the kickouts. It makes his stats look better than what they really are. Nice. Pendlebury, you trust him with the footy. You trust bloody Scott Pendlebury with the footy every day of the week. And that's better. That's probably their best bit of ball movement. They got loose plays out the back. Oh no, I'm so worried. You farted in my face. This is a tough kick from Elliott. But he's probably going to nail this, to be honest. He's pretty good from these positions. Hits it sweetly. He's kicked it. 3 minutes left on the clock. Is there a little bit of belief left in Collingwood, or is he just going to be teasing us with this mini little comeback? 2:55. They need 3 goals just to draw it. Collingwood, at their very best, can do it, but Adelaide should be too good. Then they might cut it back to another one. Footy card videos coming out well, footy cards aren't released yet. When are you bringing back the coat? I was going to do it yesterday. Apparently, I've got to pay another $400 for a new service for the year. Bugger that. I don't know if I'll get returned for the investment, to be honest. And you've got to pay $400 on the spot. That's the thing that annoys me. You can't just do it monthly. If you could do it monthly, I could perhaps argue for perhaps doing it. Nick Dacos dragged it in there. He's got to get it out. Smart. He's trying everything he can, Nick Dacos. They'll want 23 of them. Maybe they'll have a chance. Or at least 18. Here we go. Josh. I think they're home now, the Crows, to be honest. No one's ever scored 3 goals in 2 minutes to win a game. Smart from Fogarty. Oh, that could be 50. Neil Bullen should just eat up more time. And he will do that. He's just going to go short. That's it. Yeah, subscriptions are scams. Like, I'm not going to be utilizing Kahoot that often to warrant $400. Fuck that. And that's like the cheapest option. Apparently $17,000 is what they charge for the most expensive a year. Like, isn't it for teachers? Like, teachers don't earn that much. What teacher's going to be spending 17 grand to host a weekly Kahoot for their class? With that investment, you'd be bloody, I don't know, you'd be literally just you'd be known as the Kahoot teacher. You just have every subject in every class just revolving around the fucking subscription. It's too late for Collingwood. 119. Actually, I tell you what, maybe it's not. No, it is now. McCreary finds Archie. Who's on the ground? I was playing Rock League 2 months ago and played another club called Homosexuals, and I was footy star. Was it actually him? He plays in like random fill-in teams, or is he playing against his mates or with his mates? I'll let him know about that if I ever get the chance to message him. So Schultz might have the final shot of the day. I'm growing to Eagles v North. What do you mean by that? Nick Dacos gets his second. Not complaining with that. Why are the commentators still acting like they have a chance to win? Like, even if it was 85-92, I still think there's too much. There's not enough time. So what's Nick Dacos now for his stats? What's that looking like? 127 AFL fantasy points. Yeah, not complaining with that. And I'll take 102 for Josh Dacos. What do you mean by... Oh, you're going. I thought you meant by growing. I'm like, how are you growing? Yeah, I'll tell you what, Adelaide might have a pretty strong year. This is one of their important games. I reckon they would have marked on their calendar going, if we win this, we know we're going to be probably above where we were expecting wins to be. Because I don't know if they were I don't know if Adelaide fans were thinking too confidently heading into this game. I can't remember. I haven't really asked many. The Bulldogs Adelaide game next week's going to be an absolute ball burster, isn't it? I'm stoked to watch that. Dogs Swans grand final rematch a decade later. Jumping on that a little early with that call. It'd be kind of ironic if you ended up like going to no games the one year the Dogs, or the year the Dogs end up winning the flag or make a late run. So there's the siren, and it'll be either a 13, 14, or 19-point margin. A strange game. Like, of all the Adelaide Collingwood games I've watched, I can't tell you this has been the most enjoyable. But they're never close games, are they? Never sorry, not close. They're never really high scoring at all. So they end up with 13-15 93, 11-13 79 Collingwood. Did you like watching the Saints v Collingwood? No, not even when we were winning. I wasn't really enjoying it that much. Lions 3-peat, yes or no? Hey, look, I'm still riding on the Lions this year. I'm still a fan of what they're able to do. Like, don't write them off after 2 games. 0-2. I know what the media. I know what narratives the media are going to want to throw out, but I think, you know, you wait a few more weeks and we'll see where they're at after. If they lose to us after the bye, yeah, 0-3 is going to be even more difficult. But I don't know. Did they go 0-3 after 2024 start, or was it 0-2? They lost to Freo away, and then they lost to, well, they had the bye, and then they lost to Collingwood at home, but then they smashed North, so they actually didn't start 0-3. But they didn't start that year off well at all. I think they were 2-4. You're going to all the games when I get back. Yeah, well, in straight trips, I'll have a few, obviously for me as well. I should tell you the idea I have for next week. I'll see what you think of it. But the Adelaide v Dogs game, though, if there's an interstate game you want to make, I reckon that's going to be huge. Are you going to get footy cards this year? Yeah, I'll see what they're like. Lions run out of juice late this year. Well, they're not exerting a lot of that energy so far in the first couple rounds. So I think they're saving it for the ending of the year. But they probably weren't expecting those 5 outs from the game against the Dogs, so that didn't help their causes tonight. Oh, yeah, you're right. Opening round. I completely forgot about opening round. So they did start 0-3. Good point. So they were actually 2-5. Right. So even if they do end up losing against us, they still could be, you know, a chance to make the to make it all the way. Carlton are playing the bye next week, and because of how the Richmond game went, I'm sure it'll be. Yeah, they'll beat the bye. If they can beat Richmond, they can beat the bye. Have they got the bye next week? Who has the bye next week? Carlton, Collingwood, Brisbane, and Geelong. I hate the early buys. I hate how we wait so long for footy to be back. Then not all the sides are playing. Then the week after, there are still sides that miss out. And then basically you have to wait till gather round for that, where every team plays. And it will end up being a real headache when Tassie come in, because there'll be buys every week. So, yeah, it's not going to be great for like your fantasy teams. Who's going to be winning between North and Port? Well, actually, let's check Dawson real quick. What did he end up? I'm not going to stay at that live for much longer, but it's been a decent chat. I reckon it was a more enjoyable stream than last night for sure. Even if the game, you could argue the game was more entertaining last night because of the scoring, but it was probably not. Let me check real quick. What was I actually going to check? I don't know. I actually forgot what I was going to check. Carlton might fade in the second half against the Pie. No, Carlton are in some trouble. I forgot what I was going to check. Fuck me. I opened this up for something. Is it just to check fantasy? I mean, I'll check it real quick and then I'll wrap it up. I don't remember what I was going to check. Would you rather have opening round or have the wild card round? Well, that's a good question, actually. Well, it depends, because if we finish 10th and lose convincingly in the wild card round, then definitely opening round. But if it's a wild card round, we finish 7th and we go on a bit of a run. But even you're not going to go on a huge run if you end up wild card. Let's check what I ended up scoring. So Gordon, I'd love to know what happened to him. Sam Walsh with a 100. Smith, Sharp, English, McAndrew. It's not terrible. I don't know what I'll end up scoring, but I'm going to see where I'm looking at league wise. So I'm playing in my fantasy league. It looks like I'm a 37% chance of winning. Oh, it's all hidden, which sucks. He's got 1, 2, 4, 7. He's got 10 plays. I've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's going to be close, and I reckon I actually beat him. Let's see how many people have bothered updating their teams here as well. This person's on 731. Jeez, it's close between me and Chris in this league. Having opening round though is a huge advantage because you do get the early buy, so you pretty much get an extra buy over everyone else. I know you start the season 1 week earlier, but it wouldn't have made much of a difference anyways because of pre-season stuff. So it's not a huge difference. Who does Chris have? He had Dawson in his team. Mistake to have Dawson in your team. Jackson though, 125. Not a bad get. All right, that's good enough for me. I will see you guys. Probably not live tomorrow, but I'll probably see you guys throughout the week. A couple of bits of content, and then Thursday I'll have more exciting stuff coming then. But I might change a couple of things with the streams for next week. We'll see. You'll have to keep your eyes open. Cheers, just rated cute. Thankfully, no one ended up coming in and ruining the rest of the stream. But maybe because the game didn't end up being that close, it wouldn't have made a huge difference. Once again, thank you, Pat Kaz, for joining. One of the regulars. I might almost have to give you mods because there are times when I won't have mods. Why have I got... Oh, no, never mind. I've got a couple mods in the stream anyways. All right. Well, cheers for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next stream. Take care and goodbye.